What's going on, everybody? We had a little technical difficulties. Bear with me. First time using the U program. What's going up, guys? What's up, everybody? Okay, one more second and we're ready to rock. How's everybody doing tonight? Pete, boom, Anthony, Steve, what's up, guys? Dave, put the phone down, Sal. Dave, Big Blue. David, what's up, guys? What is up? My co-host disappeared. I don't know where the hell they're at. James, how you doing, man? What's going on, everybody? We got a good show planned tonight, guys. Here he is, Jimmy the Deuce.
Deuce in the house. How's everybody doing tonight?
Deuce in the house. What's up?
We are so happy to be with you.
Yes, sir. We're doing something a little different, guys. We got a new platform. Jimmy the Deuce didn't have to drive up to our house to visit today. He can actually enjoy himself and get drunk. Well, not that he wouldn't anyway, but we're trying out a different format. We got a great show tonight. We got two more guys going to come on and help us in a minute. Tonight is revolving around boutique brands, guys. It's all about the boutiques. A lot of our focus tonight is going to be on Room 101. We're all smoking different 101 unicorns. I got a Chief Cool Arrow right now. We got a Super Stroke for later. Got a limited.
I'm starting off with Namakubi Ecuador Chingon, which if you've never seen this one, it starts at 44 and goes up to a 60 ring gauge and is 8 inches. So yes, in my mouth is 8 inches. It's got a big bulging head.
That's what she said. But guys, and something else that's different tonight, we're rolling on two platforms at once. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So that's definitely a different format than we've ever done. We do have some YouTube love out there. Bam, right there, Mr. Dave Holland says the Chief Cool Arrow here too. Yeah, I've had it before. It's a great smoke. So we're going to sit here and bull with you. We're waiting on one other guest to pop in here, and then we're good to go, guys. We'll start the show.
And hidden in my my new Barrel Burners nice carry case, leather and embossed, I also have the Chief Cool Arrow. And then to finish the night up, all nice Room 101s from our boy Matt Booth.
So, Jimmy, you got a nice new fresh background there, man. You worked your butt off in the hot sun today and got you a backdrop going.
Finally got my little studio area looking the way I wanted it to. So, I don't know, maybe next time I'm up there with you, I can get one of those nice Barrel Burners posters so I can take my shirt off the wall.
Yeah, we could definitely work out something. And mine's forever changing. I hung the Batman symbol.
You hung Batman.
So, I mean, it is what it is. All right.
It is.
So I'm still missing one guy. I don't know where one more host is today.
Burner swag is on fire. I got to agree.
So we're gonna
we got the coolest shit. We really do.
All right, guys, and to go with my Room 101 tonight, I'm doing a Southwell 12-year-old bourbon, guys. Just now about to top it off and get this show started with you guys.
And I went with the ever lovable and favorable Bullet Bourbon, one of my go-tos.
I bought the big bottle. Have you seen the huge one? It's the
huge bottle.
Bucks. I bought it this week to take to the bench with me. Noodles, what's up? Brat, what's going on, man? All right, guys. Without further ado, our other two guests are here. I'm going to bring them on. Brian was lost somewhere, but we have found him. And welcome to Underbosses, guys. Welcome.
Woo!
What's going on, everybody?
We got promoted earlier. You didn't see that post?
To the Underbosses.
I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. I have an assistant
so
for that.
Made a big post in Discord about the live tonight and says the two capos. So
I know.
David's drinking water. All right, guys. The first thing I want to touch on real quick. First, I want everybody to pick up their glass, and we're going to do one hell of a barrel burners up for our brother Barry, who passed away. This is the first live show since we lost Barry. Barry, we love you, brother. Barrel burners up. You're always
barrel burners up.
All right, got that going. Yes, sir, James. Barrel burners up. Howie, how you doing, man? All right, guys. First thing I want to touch on before the show really kicks off and we start hitting up on the boutique brands in Room 101. You guys, y'all. Of course, a lot of people know I do the Sunday coffee and cigar stream every Sunday, but you guys do a 2-hour show on Saturdays where 1 hour you're doing cigars. Second hour, you guys have been doing pipes, and you're getting more and more viewers. But what really got me was last week when you guys did the budget stick one. Tons of good feedbacks, and it seems like now that you guys have a topic like that, the people are really pouring in for it. So I just wanted you to touch on your show and tell everybody what you're doing, what times you're doing it, what the Instagram channels is it's on, and then what's kind of some plans going forward for the show.
Well, it's just Oki and I really getting on there and talking and smoking cigars and smoking a pipe. But so last week we actually did just kind of like a budget review of our favorite budget sticks. They couldn't be more than $7. So that was our topic for last week. This week we did, $7 to $10. So we're just trying some new things on there. We're trying to actually have a topic to kind of lead the conversation a little bit more so than just us bullshitting for 2 hours. But yeah, so the first hour, again, like you said, we always do a cigar. And then second hour, we move into smoking the pipe and all that fun stuff. So, Oki's a great host on there with me. So I appreciate you doing that with me, brother.
Absolutely. And, and I think the cool part about it is after we did that, granted, we had, right around 40 people kind of pop in and out, I think maybe somewhere around there. And we understand we'll probably revisit that show topic again because I think it's a great topic and things like that. But, we had people that are inside of the burner server posting the stuff that we were talking about, and that's kind of, humbling, sure. But the fact that they trusted us enough to, keep them in the right path. Granted, we're talking budget sticks, but still it's money. Right. So, they went out and they're trying some of these things. They're throwing stuff back to us. And of course, the best part is whenever they're in the comments, then they, they're firing off. So, they're having fun just like they're doing here now. So, I enjoy the heck out of it. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, that was the thing. I've always noticed people just saying they were in your stream, or I'll pop in and see that they're in your stream. But after last week's stream, it was the first time I actually seen people in our chats being like, man, I love this. I'm buying this cigar now because of their stream. I'm buying that cigar because of stream. Sorry, Brian's PC just shut down on him. I got a direct message. He will be back in a minute. But yeah, so that was the first time where I actually noticed, oh shit, people are actually...
They're paying attention to us.
Right. They you guys just influenced them on what they're buying. So that was huge to me. That let me know that, hey, we're doing something right. They value our opinions enough to watch our lives and run out there and Big Frank, which says 3 studs and Jason. So it's more like Beauty and the Beast, basically, is what you're saying, Frank. But yeah, the guys that think that highly of you guys as my underboss is another thing that shows me I have the right people in the positions I have. You guys are getting more people viewing each week, and they love what you did last week. And I don't know today. I was out shopping. I couldn't make your stream, but I don't know what kind of interaction you had today. But you had a similar topic today where you were doing, I think, $7 to $10 sticks.
Yep. And, and that one went very well. Really what we ended up hitting on a lot today. And now I got to talk a lot because Brian bailed on me.
Brian bailed, man.
He's back.
Because he always does the talking on the daytime, and I just sit there and smoke. But no,
you got the pretty face.
Yeah, I'm the beauty of the bunch.
See, Peter right here, Okie, you got him to buy the breakfast in Portugal, which breakfast in Portugal for the money, you cannot go wrong with that.
Cannot. That's a great
Yep.
that's a great stick.
And that right there. I mean, we talked today. Going back to what we did today, we hit a lot of the boutique brands and things like that. I mean, we hit Roma, Room 101, Espinosa, Foundation. We did go to AJ, but then we did his splinter brands, or the ones that he helps with, like Artisano, Southern Draw. Some, yeah, Big Sky, all the rest of them. We were able to jump into those, and I mean, dude, there are so many of them out there that are excellent in that price range. And the feedback, that we were getting in the comment section and stuff like that. It's great. I love the interaction. I love talking cigars. I love reviewing and things like that. So, anything that I can share with somebody else and help their cigar journey, heck yeah.
He's basically saying, guys, he loves talking shit, basically.
He does. One of the things that Dave touched on there that goes along with our show is how many boutique brands were brought up. And I know we talked about Padrones on your show today, and I say we because I was in the audience, but all the other ones that we're talking about are cigars that have only been out probably in the last 5 years or so. Cigars that are new to a lot of people because they don't have that brand name acknowledgement. And that's why we're here tonight. Boutiques. For me, that's where the money is. That's where the taste is. And kudos for y'all on bringing that to everybody and giving everybody an opportunity to find nice entry level cigars to something that they probably haven't tried yet. Even a full brand they haven't tried.
Yep. And that $7 to $10 range, there are so many phenomenal cigars out there for a $7 to $10 range, especially pushing the $10 range. So many great boutique cigars. I mean, look at the Juarez. What's the Juarez a stick, like $6-7?
Yeah, that was last week's show.
Yeah,
actually. That was our budget show.
Yeah, but still, cigar that damn good for that price point.
Yeah. Well, and Crowned Heads is one that we ended up not bringing up today because it totally slipped my mind.
Same here.
Crowned Heads makes some great stuff. I love that La Carême that they do. That is a fantastic cigar. I love all the Las Calaveras line.
The Jericho Hill.
The Jericho Hill is so great.
That's just an absolutely amazing cigar as well. I mean, they got a whole bunch of stuff out there that's just fantastic. But, like you said, that Juarez being a great it's a great smoke regardless. I don't care how much the damn thing cost.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
You can get that thing at a $6 price range, makes that cigar something that I've got to have in the humidor all the time.
Yeah. Very true.
I don't know about y'all, but the more I smoke, the more I value everything by how many sticks I could purchase instead of purchasing this. You can't get a Happy Meal. I mean, damn, a Happy Meal is a $5 stick. I'd rather go get a stick. Yeah. You go to buy something. It's like, man, that's 5 cigars I could be smoking.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. Yeah, I don't look at it like that. I'm just like, oh my God, that thing's good. Get me a box of it. I don't care about the ramifications when the mail comes in.
Yeah. Well, and that's definitely part of the budget show that we did last week these are all box or bundle buys because of the value of them. I mean, you buy a box of some of this stuff and you're out $50. You buy a bundle of something else and you're out $40. And you've got lots of cigars to fill up the humidor with. And then we touched on it a little bit again today that even with some of these $7 to $10 ones, as soon as you find one that you fall in love with, we used to buy one or two and now we grab the entire box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you have to, man. There's so many hunters out there these days. If you leave them, somebody else is going to grab them.
Yeah.
So most of the focus tonight is boutiques, and we're all smoking Room 101, and we're just trying to give Matt Booth some love for what he done for us recently with making the club rings. So I know I'm smoking the Chief Arrow. Oki's got the Chief Arrow. Brian's the Tobacco Knot.
Yep.
And James is the Namakubi. Am I correct?
Namakubi Ecuador Chingo.
So right now, guys, and I'm not talking about old school Matt Booth. What is your favorite go-to right now of the new line?
10th.
The 10th anniversary?
Oh, the 10th anniversary is a fantastic smoke.
Yeah, and
I
just
agree
because
on
I
that
have
one.
limited exposure here in Vegas, well, at the shop I go to for Room 101 stuff right now, you know, I've got to say the Hit and Run, the first one, is probably one of my favorite newer smokes by Room 101.
I'm torn.
Oh.
The 10's very good. Yeah, you go ahead, James. Let me think on that. What's my favorite? Guys in chat, what's your favorite right now, Room 101, of the new stuff, not the old one?
Of the new stuff, I do have to
Army
say,
in the house.
yeah, I was going to say they say this is very arousing. So
Ars Maduro
kinda like that.
is where it's at. So we got another Ono's the 10th anniversary. 10th anniversary solid. Can't wait to try the 11th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
2 boxes.
I'm trying to think, man. 10th anniversary is going to be hard to beat. I'm in love with the San Andreas right now. I bought 2 more 5-packs of the San Andreas this week. Got them in time to take. Yeah, Jeremy, that's a good one. Ono says the Farce. I mean, we got a few hit and runs there. So we go from new. What's your favorite relic out there you found and you've smoked so far from Booth? Now that one's going to be a tough because the old
No,
one's
it's not.
good. What you got, Oki? What's your favorite old one?
The old one is the original Daruma with the Ecuadorian Habano on it, the silver band, and a Lancero.
Oh wow!
I would probably say Daruma also, but this Ecuadorian, it is so smooth. To put it in styles of whiskey. You know, the older they get, the smoother they get, the easy. This is just like almost not smoking at all. It's just a mouthful of flavor.
It's effortless.
It's effortless. It really, really, truly is. And you know, I happened upon these, and I'm hoping it was the last box in Civilization. That's what I'm telling everybody. I bought the last box in Civilization.
I bought the last 6 Daruma Lanceros known to man.
Got a lot of good answers in the chat right now. The Death Bucket, we got.
Death Bucket. Yeah. How could we forget that?
Oh no, I agree, man. The muzzle loader for the price is very tasty. One shot, one kill is being mentioned a lot. I think my favorite old school I've had is the Uncle Lee. That seems to be the most sought after, the hardest to get, and it was worth the wait once I finally got to smoke it.
Right.
James always has a mouthful of flavor, Frank.
Yeah.
The Big Payback is good. Big Payback is good.
Big Payback is excellent. You know, those are all great cigars in that line. I'm loving the fact that he's getting some of these vintage brands and he's taking them back forward. You know, I can't wait to see what he's going to do with some of those because the Payback was excellent.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I haven't tried a whole lot of the older stuff. I mean, I've had the Death Buckets. I actually just ordered today some of the Big Paybacks. They had a 5-pack on CI, I think it was, and I picked up a 5-pack on those because they had one 5-pack left, and I'm like, well, let me buy that one out.
Yeah, I've got Death Buckets coming from Overweight Ninja.
Yep, I got my Death Buckets from Ninja this week. I've got the Shoguns in this week. I smoked the Connecticut and I smoked the Habano. I have not smoked the Maduro yet. Booth told me they were made at the Olivia plant. Did not know that part of them, but they were pretty damn solid to be half off on all websites right now. I'm not even going to lie.
Yep, and that one right there now falls back into the budget conversation. It's $50.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I got 3 boxes for $150 each blend. I mean, they're half off. They're half off on CI. They're half off on Thompson. I wouldn't suggest going to Thompson through them. It took me 3 weeks with express shipping. We're not going to go all into that, but
if we want to start a Thompson conversation,
exactly, you and your humidors. So I would kind of steer clear from those. But I know for a fact Cigars International does have the Habano and the Connecticut. They do not have the Maduro, but the box art is worth the price just by itself. I wish I would have brought one out here. The noodles, Mark, you are correct, man. The noodles is so great. And I will tell you a secret. If you go to the who had the noodles originally? Was it Smoke Inn or JR? Whatever one had it, I think it's JR. If you look closely, they have the packs of the original noodles. The original noodles had Boofy's face in the bowl. The second installment that came out gave you a challenge coin, but didn't have Boofy on the pack. Well, I was on there about to order version 2 again, and they have version 1s back in stock. So I said, forget the challenge coin. Give me version 1. That's the older one. I want that one. So they do have those in stock if you want to hit them up. Thank you, Stogies. I'm from the South. Yes, there you go, Ono. JR has both releases. So, yeah. So I went in there the same price. So I'm like, why would I buy the newer one when there's one more age sitting on the shelf? I can grab this one. The noodles are legit no matter which one you get.
I'd get it just for that challenge coin, the newer one, if I pick them up.
Well, I've already got 3 of them, so I was good. I've got 3. So, because, I originally, the day they came out, I bought 2 packs for the coins, and then I went back because I ran out, and I bought another one. So, the challenge coin is, oh, my God, there's a bromance in the chat. How are you completing me from Corey Davis? So the bromance is already starting. Guys, I appreciate everybody coming out. We got 34, 35 of you in here already. Like I said, shit's about to get really fun in the next few minutes, and I'm not going to tell you why. So you will want to stick around for what's coming up. And like I said, guys, most of tonight, we're going to bullshit. We're going to get drunk. We're going to have fun. We used to do these lives once a month. We had a 3-month hiatus. Unfortunately, I got sun coming in my garage. Bear with me. But now we're back. These things are going to be a regular occurrence again, possibly even twice a month now that we got a good setup where we can do this on the fly. But boutiques is the focus tonight, and we'll kind of steer clear. Okay, other than Room 101, and I know Brian's answer already. What's your go-to boutique right now? And I'm going to say it for Brian. He's going to say Viaje, and then I'm going to say, well, what in Viaje is your must regular smokes, and about what price point for the guys would you say those hit at?
Well, I mean, any of their new stuff that comes out, I always got to go out and get it. But I mean, again, like we touched on this morning on our show, a lot of that stuff is super limited releases. Andre does such a great job of marketing that stuff and just releasing it in smaller quantities and stuff like that. But, one that's out pretty much most of the time, and I touched on it this morning, was the Exclusivo that they have, the leaded and the unleaded versions. I prefer the leaded version. But those at my local shop run $13.99, so you could find them online for like $9.18 or something like that for a single. But that's kind of my go-to on the Viaje side that I smoke on a regular basis.
For me, it's the Illusiones. I have a nice love affair with those. Have a bunch in my humidor. Cigar Inn had 5 packs for $25, and make your own 5-pack. And so I leveled up on those. But the best, the great ones are the ones that we found when we were in Jersey last August. The Cruzado that are show specials. There's 2 different ones. One's a half gold foil wrap, and there's a full gold foil wrap. And those are...
Oh, hang on, guys. Hang on. Special announcement. It's motherfucking Boofy!
Boofy!
What's happening?
How's everybody doing this evening?
We're good, man. We're hyping up some Room 101. We're giving them a big...
Best Coast.
This ring right here, if you guys hadn't seen it. Oh, I can't get the camera right because I got glare, but you know what it is.
I heard there was some chit-chat going on Al Gore's internet about little old me and my brand.
Yes, sir.
And similar to any type of flying insect and fecal matter, I could not stay away. Ooh. I had to come directly towards. What are you doing there? What's going on there?
I'm
Oh,
showing my
shit.
nice Room
Look at
101
you, Haas.
bracelet.
Does
He's
everybody
got
hear
a
me
bracelet.
okay?
I got a bracelet. I got 2 rings, but that ain't even the fun part, man. I'm smoking. We got some relics right now. All 4 of us have something you don't have out anymore. We got 2 Chief Arrows in here. We got a Tobacco Knot.
Ooh.
We got a Daruma.
Daruma, the
Can you hear me
Chingo. Am I
okay?
saying that right?
Okay, good. Look at all that, man. Look at all that fine, high quality, high caliber unobtainium.
Those two with the best smokes win.
Yeah, we dig deep. What's the new hashtag? Smokiest mother MFers around.
Yeah.
As we walk through the valley of the booth.
Is Valley code for something?
Well,
Well,
that's Pratsy, chapter 23, verse 1.
Page
Understood.
69. Page 69, though.
To my recollection, my valley has not been walked through previously. But then again, there have been entire days of my life I cannot recall. Probably some of the best times that I'll never forget that I can't remember.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Right.
So
You
maybe
definitely
that's when this occurred.
You have some good looking gin bottles behind you. You want to tell the guys live about what's that peeping behind your shoulder there?
Well, you know, it's interesting you would ask. This is my little home office, but we make a craft gin under the Room 101 name. Some know that, some don't. Proudly and humbly distributed in 5 states currently because it's a very challenging business. So it's a state-by-state attack that you undertake when you go into that game on a craft level, of course. And what we have here, this is one bottle out of the.
We lost him.
Yeah, we lost his sound.
Lost your audio.
You just
Ah,
there you
how
go.
about now?
You got it.
Okay, so each one of these, this is actually, I don't know how well you can see, but that says sample not for resale, right? So this is basically one of the first 32 cases that we manufactured solely as sample. So each one of these has kind of like a little historic meaning, right? This was the first bottle off of the first production. Actually, the first batch of product we actually made with a small distillery in Michigan before we moved production to the Pacific Northwest. That's what this bottle is, you know. And then this was the first bottle off of the production line when we started making it in Oregon. So I'm just kind of saving. I was very bad early on. Well, fuck it. When I say early on, like basically up until a year or 2 ago, about keeping things of significance from our brand's history because everything is constantly moving so fast. And when you're kind of you've got the blinders on and you're tunnel focused on what's ahead of you, I always, it's hard to kind of stop and smell the roses, so to speak. So I always admire, a friend of mine, your friend and mine, Mr. Pete Johnson. I visited his spot kind of not too far down the road from us in LA. And he had a beautiful treasure trove of all of his kind of, like he had a personal little storage area in their humidor that had, all the Monster series and all that. And there were things that he kept for himself, And that was the first time I realized, like, man, I am fucking up on the keeping stuff, Tim.
Yes.
I really am.
Be a historian of your
So
own
now
brand.
I'm trying to do a little better about that.
Yes, definitely. People care about that.
Well,
shit.
look, man, I mean, if anybody's going to have it, it should fucking be me.
Exactly. Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
you should
man,
at least
look,
order
and as I
5
look
or 10
back,
boxes of everything you ever did and have it just stored away, whether you want it or not. It's your history of your brand. People want to see that eventually.
Yeah. No, man, and I definitely agree with you completely, which is no surprise. But I'm trying to do better about that. And as I say that, I'm thinking about how I don't even have a box of my own 10th anniversary.
Oh,
But once
wow.
again, I fucked up.
I can sell you one.
So, but I'm going to go and finagle them out of the few retailers that have them left. But I mean, I've been in situations. I've had several people that are friends actually mail me products of my own after listening to an interview where I'm mentioning like I don't have a box of that. I don't have this. That's actually my maniacal plan. Is like I'll get rid of all of it, and then I'll go on the heartstring campaign and maniacally collect it back. That's not really that thought through. That sounded great though.
So what you're telling me is all these wet dreams that I've had.
I agree with you.
All these wet dreams that I've had of a what?
Can you hear me? You
Yeah,
can
we
hear me,
hear
right?
you. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Are you doing the sign language? Hold on. Can you hear this? Yeah, I can't hear you, but I can see the motion. Why can't I hear him, but I can hear everybody else?
You can't hear me
Because he's not important.
I understand very well that symbol.
Yes.
I feel like what you. Oh dear. I had an 8-year-old do that to me that I was babysitting the other day, and I was like, "The fuck? What kind of gesture is that?" I imagine it was actually two sphincters ramming against each other. Is what I took it as.
Yeah,
It's probably got several different meanings. So,
Tell me,
any updates on the
what the fuck
11th
is going on
anniversary?
here? Just chatting. Yeah,
Yeah,
chatting and drinking.
Yeah, chatting and
Chatting about
drinking.
stuff?
Yeah, we're
So
this-
far, what's been the most stimulating component of this conversation? I'm very bummed out. I can't hear you, man. I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's all boutique brands tonight, Matt. We are we're
Tears
can you
fall.
even hear me? Can you hear anybody?
Pressing
Woo-hoo.
my
Can
cheek.
you hear anybody? Matt,
Can you hear any of us?
can you hear any of us?
I can hear all. Yeah, I can hear. No, I can hear everybody.
Oh, okay. So,
but not me.
but not him.
You.
So real quick though is we were talking biblical
It takes
here a minute
skillful
ago.
pilot to go double joystick. I've always said, I feel like that's probably a common gesturing in. Yeah, Barry, somebody let me babysit. I'm actually an adult. Quietly as it's kept. I feel like that's a very common gesture in your group. I don't know why. The use of both. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of
It's
a
the
thing,
easiest way to
a
say
common
it.
occurrence. Oh my. Oh, the sideways fishes in the sea. Look at that. Two little fishy.
Yeah. So, Matt, tonight was.
I tuned in to the Oki show this morning for a minute. It was very delightful. You guys have a good thing going on there, man. Good banter, good witty banter.
We try. Oki's the face of the show.
I get it. I mean, they're both like, they could be beard. Look at that pro. Oh, look at him just flexing.
And then we got to do the Boofy shot because we got to do the back picture. That's what we got to do. The frozen Boofy and the frozen Oki.
There you go.
Somebody
you got to get the beard out.
Somebody has to tell me something.
Yeah.
And I mean someone that I can hear.
All right, can you hear me, Matt? Hello. I don't know why you can't hear everybody.
Oh shit! I can't hear
don't-
Jason either.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're the only one I can fucking hear right now. It's weird. It's gone in and out. What if I go out and
Yeah,
get
try to go out and come back in. Like
okay,
she
get
said,
the fuck out. Okay, I understand. Yes, extract.
Wow.
Extract.
Only with Boofy, guys. You never know what to expect. You never know who's going to pop in.
That's right. So while we wait on Boofy coming back, what's everybody drinking tonight?
Yeah, let's see the drinks. Let's see. I want to see the pairings in the chats, guys. I want to see. I'm doing 12-year-old Southwell bourbon tonight. We got some
There you go.
one gin there. We're going to get Boofy back in here to go balls to the walls on you guys, and then we'll get back to our regular show. But when Boofy wants to enter a fucking stream, you don't tell the man no.
That's for sure.
You don't
tell Boofy no.
So he's
Do I hear a new hashtag?
Damn side more entertaining than any of the rest of us are.
Jeremy drinking that George T. Stag. Donovan with diplomatic rum. We got Richie.
Weller
and
Weller. I kind of like Richie there in the green.
I'm telling you, you guys got some good pairings. Oh, here we go, Barry. Man after my heart. 4 Roses small batch.
Heck yeah.
Such a good. Trash Man's going hard. Whoa.
Yeah, he's got that diet root beer he's pouring down his gullet right now.
Whoa. There's kids watching somewhere in some other country. All right, we'll see if Boofy's going to make it back to us. But yeah, guys, that's kind of just tonight. Like I said, we had to kind of pause for the calls when I seen Boofy pop up in here.
Heck yeah.
I may or may not have knew it was happening. I just didn't know what time it was happening. So
you were holding out on us because we didn't even know.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew but me and Boofy. And guys, I mean, I am a Room 101 fan before even he approached to do the ring. I mean, I've supported his brand. I love the fact of how much he actually cares about barrel burners. This guy loves the club, wants to do things with us. He looks much better now, but he's back.
Can you hear me now?
Not a crook.
We can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear us? Richard Nixon, can you hear us?
I can hear all of you.
Nice.
All
right, well,
So for the rest of the night, we're calling him Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight's stream, you asked what we were doing. Tonight's stream is centered all around boutiques. We've been talking Room 101. We've been praising what you're doing, praising and thanking you for what you have done for barrel burners. And then once we go there, we'll go over some more boutiques. And now we can't hear you.
Well, actually, I sort of had some of that,
Okay,
good. That
Now we hear you.
going until the mask came out, and now I'm feeling flaccid. So
I don't know. I like that nose.
Don't lie, Okie. You're a Nixon fan.
You know what I'm saying?
Honor of your life right
The
now.
nose knows, bro. The nose knows, man.
The nose will go places never been gone before.
Especially that nose.
Or have they? Or have they not?
Where else do you get Boofy and Halloween costumes, guys? Come on.
This is not my Halloween costume. This is what I wear when I go golfing. All right? It's different.
Well, I mean, presidents did golf. That's a good
Nixie
costume.
comes out. Of course, man. I mean, what are you going to do? If you're going to go golf and luxuriate, you might as well be a president.
Ono says he thinks he's watching Point Break right now.
You're the president of the United States. Here, you get mine.
Well, Matt, once again, man, the
I
guys are
actually surprisingly have good vision.
United States.
Take
They're
it
loving
easy,
it.
Hoss.
Yeah, we're getting good response.
So you're going
for
over
free.
boutiques today.
Yes, we're doing boutiques and a lot of Room 101 talk. Where Room 101 swagged up, as you see. Bracelets and rings. We're praising God, praising the Boofy, man. We're giving Boofy some love for being a fan of barrel burners. We got
Even drinking some
I am a
gin.
fucking fan. Oh, look at him. He's flexing. You see him? Wait, am I pointing at him now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at him. Whatever. He's flexing on you with that. But allegedly, he picks some up for everybody.
Allegedly.
I've got some bottles in the house. Yeah, for sure.
If he don't, we know where to hide bodies. Just saying. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it, buddy. Like I said, we wanted to give Boutique some love, and we definitely wanted to give Matt Booth some love, and we was hoping you'd come on here and give us some of that knowledge you have, and maybe give us a heads up and let us know when that 11th anniversary is going to finally be in stores. I know we all been pre-ordering it like crazy.
Well, first and foremost, I like the burners. They make me feel like I'm at home.
Appreciate it.
Like a mental home,
Yeah.
no doubt. But
yeah, like that.
like the home that I deserve to be in. Yeah. And so I just appreciate the reciprocation of the feeling. It just feels right. It feels right.
That's what she said.
And in terms of the 11th anniversary, allegedly, if the cigar gods are going to smile upon us, the 11th anniversary is going to be here in the end of October or the beginning of the fair month of November.
No.
Just in time for you to shove it in your taste socket for Thanksgiving.
Hell yeah. We're going to stuff a turkey
Or
with
whatever else you
light it up.
We got to kill the turkey out of Boofy's front yard in order to.
Yeah.
Can you not fucking hear me again?
There we
Yeah,
go.
we can hear you. We hear
Yeah.
you.
Yep, we're coming to your house. We're going to
Hold
poach
on.
some turkey out of the front yard.
He must have not been able to hear us or something.
He left us again.
Holding the
Gotta
room.
love technology.
Well, he normally, even in our herfs with him, he has some moments where I don't know where he's sitting, but he does lose volume and his phone overheats and he moves around. There you go, pork and cheese. You heard correctly, man. The grandpa of the club, George, actually, lucky fucker, won the gin.
Wow.
Fucking George.
He can win everything, but he can't get laid at home. So it is what it is, guys.
She can't cut you off if she don't know where you're getting it.
Exactly.
What?
That's what my wife was telling me today. She's like, I know guys that go 2 and 3 years without. I'm like, no, that's without with their wife. They're not doing without that long. We got you back, brother.
Unbelievable. Sorry, man. No fucking idea what's happening with that.
You're good, man.
But at least now I know how to fast eject and come back in.
Oh, dirty talk.
Being able to pull out at a hair trigger is a good thing.
Quick extraction and stealth-like and rapid reinsertion.
Absolutely.
That's
for
what
the
she
barrel
said.
burners.
For her pleasure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So since we were talking biblical, we had the book of Pratsy. Now we're going to have the book of Oki, and it's teach up a child in the way that they should go. So I have a conspirator sitting here tonight, and what do you have in your hand?
Shit.
So get it closer to the camera. So So we've he said by
That's my little cousin.
I got the stuff for you.
Nice.
Father and son smoke session. That's what the Leaf's all about, man.
That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's going to have a drawer in there that are going to contain some, Room 101 stuff in it. The other drawers, he will get shot in the leg if he goes into those drawers.
That's correct.
Those drawers are booby trapped, right, Oki?
They're boofy trapped, yes.
Oh, booby trapped, sorry.
Yes.
Like if I open a drawer, he can hear it across the world and he races home and shoots me.
Well, but I would assume, non-lethal, just more for lesson learning.
Rock salt.
It's either rock salt or I'm getting hit with a red hot poker. One of the two.
I got
Or
you.
both at the same time. Just saying.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt them too bad because you're the parent and you're going to have to pay for the medical. So you just want to sting them good.
Yeah. No, man. I mean, there are a couple universal languages in the world. One of them is pain. Learning should occur quickly from that experience. I would assume.
Hopefully.
If not, he'll catch on.
Fucking hope. Well, yeah, he'll catch on eventually. At some point, it'll stick.
My dad shot me
who in
with
the
a
group-
pellet gun when I was 8, and that taught me something.
Look at that sexy
Look
beat.
at that.
That's
That embellishment for your flanges.
Yes.
Rock hard right now.
All
Man,
of
we
you
cannot
just
say enough.
embellish.
I mean, guys, we cannot say enough, Boofy. We truly appreciate you. I mean, this is huge for us. And I didn't approach you. I didn't ask you. You seen what we're doing as a club, and you reached out to me, and that is the ultimate compliment. You don't understand what that means to us, that this was your idea, not even something we even dreamed would happen as a 2-year-old club.
No, that's correct, man. I was compelled, And look, man, I'm, probably a blessing and a curse. One of the things that's given me some of the greatest challenges throughout the course of my business is I think I'm too fucking honest, man. But in this case, that actually works out. That's actually a positive currency between like-minded people, you know. And for me, it's been a little impolite upon re-entry to the business. The industry itself has been a bit wounded, and there's a lot of misbehavior out there, far more than when I started, and it just adds up to a great deal of additional challenge that wasn't present, you know, the first go around, man. So to find a group of like-minded people that get it, that dig it, that support, you know, how could I not, man? You know, it just feels right. So I appreciate you guys. It's the least I could do.
I appreciate it, man. And do you remember this little gem right here?
Oh dear. Yes, I do.
The OG Super Stroke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
I
next
do
on
recall that.
tonight.
Man, you guys were all shirted up, fucking wristed up.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
I'm bitch and moan about your shirt company, you know, shafting me on not getting my stuff out in time. I'm just kidding. They're on their way.
no, they are good, man. Because you know the fucking COVID shit. Like we switched over to that direct-to-garment solution. We used to stock all that shit in our warehouse, and like I realized like it makes no sense, you know. And so now we use you know, kind of a made-to-order solution. But with everything, there's a rub, right? So. I'm sorry that didn't get. So you one of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not the same. You're saying that you ordered the T-shirt for this show, but did not get it.
I'm just shit, man, just because I can.
Yeah, he's just giving you shit. You know, Matt. We are the Shadow Army. You realize that, right? I mean, burners are the Shadow Army.
You know, in club life, as you're familiar with, sometimes there's cross-pollination between organizations. It's at the deepest level of brotherhood and understanding between groups. And I think that there's a tremendous synergy between the mentality of the barrel burners as an organization and the Shadow Army.
Yeah, so your Shadow Army leader even wants to join burners now, man. I mean, we're just, you're coming out of the woodworks.
Don't get him distracted. He can't handle too much. You know, his bandwidth is. Take it easy on Cyber One.
Well, we appreciate you, man. I know you had family over this evening, but you told me you would pop in for a minute, so I know you got that.
No, for sure.
Too, but we appreciate this. It gave the guys a little extra sexiness to look at, other than us.
Oh, but there's so much already. I mean,
I'm telling you, there's so much beard hair in these.
All this beard.
I don't know what they're gonna do tonight.
Man,
fucking man meat and face hair.
Be some wet dreams tonight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it might be from their tears in their sleep, but it'll be wet.
True.
Oh no, you use the tears as lube. It's never.
There's a tear in my beard.
I mean, my wife cries every time we do it. I mean, I don't take that as a bad thing. We just use that. I mean.
Oh yeah, no, you just make it work.
And because she cries, you start crying too, right, Jason?
I cry.
Oh, you're not crying. I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm not crying.
I cry. She definitely cries after, and she can't believe she just did that. But I mean, that's marriage, man. That's what it's about.
It's what it's all about. It's sacrifice. It's making sacrifices.
It's taking one for the team once you're married.
Yeah, man.
Headaches or not, you're taking one for the team. And I tell her all the time, passing out in marriage is consent. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Open up wide, barrel burners coming inside.
Do I hear a new hashtag with that one?
Yeah, that's a new hashtag
absolutely.
too. Yeah. Even absolutely. Corey agrees. Use those tears for lube. I'm telling you, Corey, that's where it's at, man.
And before I go, one of your genius and I flutter through the Instagram sometimes because so much information, right? It's overwhelming. But one of your very bitingly intelligent members was talking about somebody brewing up haterade on the burners about the rain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was Okie up there. That was Mr.
Oh, that was Okie. Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of haterade for the burners out there.
You know what, man? The funny thing is is the more dust you kick up and the more people that share a similar frequency and come towards you, the more people that are always going to hate on you because they can't do what you do. I mean,
Exactly.
we experience it in our business all the time, you know, and typically the people that run their mouths the loudest aren't doing shit, you know. So
Well, about a year ago, Matt, what we started looking at it as, I quit letting it bother me, and it become the ultimate compliment. If they're worried about little old us, the new kids on the block, then I'm doing something right for you to be worried.
well, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like it's okay. So when we launch, and by the way, the reason that this brought this up is because I tell people that our gin is distilled with the tears of our haters.
Yes.
That's one of the secret ingredients of the gin is the distilled hater tears of Room 101. And you know, I'll tell you, man, when we launched that gin, Cigar Aficionado ran some press on it, as they do with most anything that we do, because we have a very good relationship with them. And I was actually flying to Arizona to the launch event for the product, and after I got off and they posted the article right when I got on the plane, and when I got off the plane, I looked at it, and I had never seen so many cunty fucking hateful comments on anything affiliated with our brand ever, you know, in my life. Like, I mean, there may be one or two. Most people know better because I'll find them. But, you know, every once in a while they run their mouth, and then, you know, it either gets addressed or triaged accordingly. But this was just like an ocean of haterade. And I'll never forget, like, because the dude that I make the gin with, you know, he was concerned about it. He's like, have you seen these negative comments? Like, he called me and I looked at it, and I'll never forget, I was in the airport and I thought, oh my God, we're going to get fucking paid off this gin. That's what this means. This is the hating, it's fucking forthcoming cheddar envy. That's what it is. Of course, I haven't seen any of the forthcoming cheddar yet, but I'm sure it's out there.
It's going to generate at some point.
Yeah. It's gonna, at some point in the future, that should be realized as proof positive by the spiteful cuntitudes displayed in the comment section of that feature, only to reinforce what you were saying, Burner Master. Chief Burner.
Is
Chief Burn
cuntitude
Rocker.
Have you trademarked that word, cuntitude?
Cuntitude?
No, it just came out.
I really like that.
You should rush out there and that be yours. That would be an awesome shirt. Hashtag cuntitude.
Okay.
Yeah, enough with the cuntitude. You know?
Yeah.
Like
God.
Anyways,
man.
man.
From the lips of Boofy himself. Preach, brother, preach.
Anyways, man. That's just a little bit more bullshit than we probably had time for.
No, we
I'm chewing
always
up
got
too much
time
of
for
your.
This is all we do is bullshit.
Hey, man, Boofy stories are the best. We can listen to you talk turkey all day long, literally.
Literally,
I
about
have good
turkey.
stories, man.
Oh, we agree. We've heard with you twice already, man.
It's been a fucking adventure, and if I don't talk about it, no one will remember.
Nope.
You know,
You got to.
I certainly don't remember half of it already.
You create that connection with your clientele, and they're more apt to buy your stuff because they feel a connection with you.
Yep.
You know, the cats I connect with, I feel like calling them clients is insulting, man. They're just friends and family, man. You know, I mean, there are people that drift in and out, buy shit, and it's just, you know, transactional by nature. That's my rap group, by the way, transactional by nature.
Not cuntitude.
Not because I hate you.
Cuntitudes is the first single.
Oh, gotcha.
Hashtag Cuntitudes. Yeah. It's not really like dirty South. It's more like old school West Coast hip hop, but with a little more funk in the background. You know,
Some good bass playing. Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
some bass, some actual
Slapping the
live
bass
in there.
Yeah, slapping
Absolutely. But definitely something that you could twerk to.
Oh, you got to twerk. You got to twerk, and you got to make it rain. Got to.
You have
Do I
to.
need to?
You must undulate.
So Boofy just said he's going to twerk at our first meetup that he does with us. He's going to twerk for us.
Fucking
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop it for you. I'm gonna drop it down.
Burner
It's gonna be
Boofy
crazy.
Spring 2021 meetup somewhere. Boofy's gonna do a meetup with us.
I'll make these cakes clap to the
Vegas,
ground.
baby.
We're gonna
We
get
could do
arrested
Vegas.
in Vegas. Oh, we're doing Vegas.
You know-
We're gonna get arrested in Vegas with Boofy.
I want to go to
That's
Vegas.
my goal
man.
in life. I've never been arrested.
Well, get ready. I mean, it's not all it's cracked up to be, but you'll get out quick. Don't worry. I, mean, we
I
won't
know,
do
but with
anything too
you, it'd
serious.
be a great story.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know
it'll
people.
just be an evening.
Yeah.
We'll sit in there and eat shitty bologna sandwiches for an afternoon. It'll be great. But I mean, I heard allegedly. But there's a cat in Vegas that I want to get tattooed by actually. So I need an excuse to go that's not getting tattooed because it's travel is more sensitive these days. So
Well, we
a
got a
Burners
shop
meetup would
we
be
want.
one.
We got a shop we want to do the event at. They don't sell room 101, so I got my boy working on them to make them sell 101 and tell them Boofy's doing the event with us, and he ain't coming unless you got room 101.
Hey, I'm going there
Do they-
tomorrow. I'll discuss it with Jesse, and we'll see from there. So
Do they care about your well-being?
That's what
I don't know.
It beckons the question to be asked. You're like, hey, I'd like to try that new Room 101 forest. Like, yeah, no, we don't carry that. Like, do you actually care about me, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I think that fast, lightning. Like, you're supposed to. Oh my God, you don't care about me. You could have a total freakout session in his store.
I will do that tomorrow. Actually, I will wait till there's a couple of people in there too to do that.
You need to. I mean, they want to host our event, and if they want a big event, I mean, we're bringing Boofy with us. They better have some room 101 in there. That's
For
it.
sure.
Look, man, I go many places. I do many things, but I'm older and I'm tired, and I just ain't showing up if they ain't supporting me, man. I'll stand in the parking lot with you guys.
I would
I hear you.
never ask you to. We will move it somewhere that has room 101 if they will not do it.
Yep.
Or just
yeah.
to the parking lot across the street.
To
Yeah,
me,
and I'll have
that
a
would be
van
a
with cigars in it, and you guys can just smoke those cigars.
Yeah.
To me, it would be a slap in the face to have an event, ask you to come put it on with us, and we're at a shop that doesn't sell your stuff and we can't smoke your stuff. That's a slap in the face. I wouldn't ever even consider that.
That is
Well, I
cuntitude
mean, look,
right there.
We'll
That's
figure it
constituted.
out. I feel like the Burners have the magic of persuasion on their side. They can be persuasive if they have to be. So,
Yep.
we'll get it done, and then I'll get down to Vegas.
yeah.
We'll make you a
The Barrel
deal.
Burners logo on my butt cheek.
Hell yeah. You got to get it right where your butt parts. That way, when you're opening up the whiskey glass is your butthole. I mean, you just got to be
Oh no,
perfect.
I'm gonna get it inside. Like you'll have to
Yeah,
On
peanut
the-
butter
on the
sandwich
anus
open,
hole.
and then it's
Right.
in there. Yeah.
Right
Oh,
there. Right
you
there.
get the Burners tattoo on you, we'll get the Boofy skull on us, and it'll be
Oh, yeah.
long
Exactly.
There you go.
There you
There
go.
you go. I feel like I was gonna fucking say so. Oh, hey, who in the group? Is there anybody in the group that like builds AKs?
I
I
got a
know.
lot of AK guys.
Okay. I'm in the land of the free now. I want to get some AKs.
Nice.
I couldn't do that before.
Oh yeah, well I'm in the South, so
complicated.
you're born and they hand you an AK in the South.
Oh, yeah, man. It's time, bro.
Yeah,
It's time.
Hey,
It
that
is.
turkey would not be fucking with you if you had an AK. He would know better.
That's right.
Say
You know what?
hello
They
to
fucking
my
make
little
kids.
friend.
There's like 20 of them.
You're gonna get it gold plated, have your logo on the side, man. You come out there
Full-on
just like
Saddam Hussein.
Scarface. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
full
it.
blown. Full blown.
We're coming.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
coming to your house to turkey hunt.
Perfect. You don't have to go far. They'll come to you.
We'll sit on your front porch, smoke cigars, drink
Yeah.
gin, and shoot turkeys,
Drunk.
There we go.
Drunk shooting.
waving the American
go.
flag. By God,
Fucking A. Wave it. Proud, tall. Okay. I got to go. But
Hey Matt, appreciate it, man. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for the ring. Thanks for all the Barrel Burner support. Thanks for the contest you've been putting on for burners. We love you. We appreciate it, man. It's only going to get better from here.
Oh yeah.
my man, this is only the beginning.
I
So,
agree.
I
We've had
intend
lots of
for
talks.
Matt Booth and the Barrel Burners connected to become the most rancid shanker sore on this industry that they have ever not been able to get rid of with cream.
They're going to hate us because they ain't us.
That's right.
Was that too much? Everyone got a little quiet off that one.
Oh no, they're stroking themselves right now. They're
just
extremely turned on.
Oh,
I call it
they're
marinating.
manipulating their genitalia.
Yeah, marinating. I'm basting right now.
You're basting.
Basting. I'm a master baster.
I dig it.
He
Puts the
uses
lotion on
he's
its
got-
skin.
He's got homemade basting sauce he makes.
Butte juice.
I was gonna say Butte juice.
Butte juice. We call it Butte
Butte
juice
juice.
because he's in Butte, Montana. He sells it by the gallon.
Nice.
It's only
A
a 2-day
master
lead time
baster.
to get a gallon, though.
It's a 2-day turnaround to
Understood.
get a gallon. Yeah.
Understood. That's
come-
that's expeditious. That's good. That's quick.
You come down here to Louisiana, we give you some of that Cajun swamp ass.
Yeah, we'll give you some alligator. You come down here and visit us.
Oh, I'm down. I want that boudin. I want the gator.
Oh.
I want all of it.
Bring it.
All of it.
Dude. Yeah, we do that. Last 2 years, we've had a Barrel Burners meet up New Orleans in the springtime. That's where we've thrown down at.
Okay. I dig it. I dig it. Well, either way, wherever it ends up being, I'll be there.
Oh, yeah, it's boofy in the springtime. Wherever we get it, as long as this corona calms down and lets us have a meetup, we're in,
Correct.
man. We'll be just like
My
this.
dog.
We're in. We're in, bro.
Just deep
Oh,
in. Full.
Huh.
And you're done.
Balls to the
Well,
wall. I'm
on that
done.
note,
Yeah. All right, Matt. Go enjoy your family,
guys.
bro. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming
Thanks,
by.
bro.
I appreciate
We
you,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
always.
Later, man.
You take care. I'll see you guys soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. All right, guys. That
There
was
you have it.
living legend Boofy. That was pretty damn badass to pop in here and want to join this.
Heck yeah.
Now we better get all the good conversations out of the way, because as soon as YouTube sees this and they see hashtag cuntitude,
Yeah, they are not going
have
to let me load. They are not going to let me load this video in the normal playlist. They're going to Boofy block it. So yeah, you better enjoy it now. Dan, sexy Dan says we're some sexy fuckers, man. Appreciate it, Dan the man.
What's up, Dano?
Guys, we appreciate you dropping by. So now the Boofy bomb has left. We're going to move on to the boutique shop. I know I had asked Brian had just did his boutique, which was Viaje. Free Jam. Jimmy the Deuce said what? Illusion was yours?
Illusions,
And what is your go-to stick for Illusion?
the Cruzados.
Okay, and now we'll move on to the Okie show with that sexy ass Room 101 hat on.
wow. So I'm a
You had-
whore.
plenty
Okie
of time
puts
to think about
trucker and
this.
trucker hat.
Yeah, so I'm kind of a whore whenever it comes to it. So I mean, it's a little bit of everything. So, I'm a huge Roma fan. Love Roma craft stuff. I try to get at least one of those a weekend. Espinosa is another one that I absolutely love. I'm smoking a couple of those a week. The Big Sky stuff, you guys know I love the Big Sky stuff. Try to get a couple of those in a week. The Viajes, the Illusions. Shit, I mean, there's just so much out there. There's so many good quality boutique sticks out there.
Later in.
Later on,
Anthony.
there's so many good boutiques out there now that I don't think that you can limit yourself to just one.
That was going to be my point. I'm tired. I got like 4 or 5 boutiques that are my go-to.
Well, if I'd have known that was a cool answer,
That
I would've,
wasn't-
I
That
didn't want
wasn't-
that answer. I wanted the hard answer if you had to pick one boutique. But I'm like, okay, man, I'm Room 101. I'm
No.
Viaje. I love this.
No.
Brian,
Since we had
we're
to,
hard, brother.
That's right. Since we had to pick one, both of you bitches got to
Both?
pick just one.
Hey, we don't need this cuntitude.
Well, while me and Okie's thinking of that answer, let me touch on the next thing. Big Sky Cigars has a new cigar coming out. It's the last in their River series.
Yes, sir.
I've been talking to those guys. I think we're going to be able to do a live unveiling video for Big Sky for those cigars. So I've been back and forth for them.
Woohoo!
They posted guys. We probably may even get the Big Sky guys in here with us, possibly. We got an Espinosa Everyday hashtag from Pork and Cheese. We are the muscle. Got to give Amendola some love, man. But Big Sky is absolutely killing it. It's crazy that they have 2 Connecticut's and they're both on my top 5 Connecticut list that I love to smoke. the Yellowstone and the Vigilante, which is the Tim Montana collab they did. Thanks to Oki, I would not even knew who Big Sky was, but our New Jersey meetup last year, Oki brought us all Big Sky to try, and I've been hooked ever since. Man, they are a damn good cigar.
Yep.
So, Oki, you had time to think now. One boutique, what would it be?
Well, in that case right there, something that I absolutely have to have all the time that I smoke often. Yes, it will be the Big Sky stuff.
Okay.
You know, even though there's just those 3 cigars that they have currently, I love all 3 of them. I smoke the hell out of all of them. So, I mean, I'm, you know, a Yellowstone and a Bighorn a week, or throwing a Vigilante or 2 here every once in a while. I've always got them on the golf course.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the sticks that I just absolutely love.
That Bighorn is a must when I'm playing golf. That thing is always with me when I play golf. That dark wrapper. I mean, I fell in love with that before I fell in love with the Connecticut, because honestly, I kept pushing the Connecticut to the side because I wasn't on a Connecticut kick like I am now because of my Sunday stream. So now I will try Connecticut, but it's still a morning smoke for me. I haven't found the enjoyment where I will smoke a Connecticut in the evening time. I haven't got there yet. To me, it's perfect for coffee. That's where I love it at. And I guess if I would have to say, and if you looked in my humidor right now, I would have to say right now my favorite boutique is Room 101 because of the vast variety I have in my humidor, and I would be okay to grab one any time of the day, and I could go. There's enough to spread out where I'm not smoking the same cigar every day and getting tired.
You're breaking your own rules. Your first rule was, besides Room 101.
Then I'm going to go. I'm going to go Espinosa. If I got
Thank you.
I'm going to go Espinosa because I will tell you what, I love Viaje, but I find some of the Viajes are hit and miss for me. They're special edition and they're limited and rares. I absolutely love them, but I find a lot of their regular production stuff doesn't live up to their limited releases. My opinion, but I find the limited stuff to be way better than the regular stuff I can buy at any time. Maybe I'm smoking the wrong ones.
I don't necessarily disagree with you on that, Jason. Their limited stuff is, to me, their better stuff. I don't know if it's just they're using, better tobaccos or whatever, but I agree. I agree with that. But if there is one in their line that I have to choose, it's regularly in their line is definitely, like I said earlier, that Exclusivo. I mean, that one is just such a damn good smoke.
That is, and I do have that one. I do enjoy that. That's one of the few regular lines ones. But yeah, like I said, it's hit or miss. Amendola, absolutely freaking in love with them. I didn't think they could top their original batches, but now that they're doing them out of the Zonia, man, those things are phenomenal. Just the pepper increase on that cannoli is it's wow.
Yep.
All right, so best for the guys in here, best budget stick from a boutique. I know you guys touched on it on your Saturdays the past 2 weeks, but a lot of guys may not seen it. So from your last 2 Saturday lives, what would you say is your best budget boutique stick right now? And what would be that price point?
For me, I got to go with the Illusion Rothschild.
Okay.
I mean, you can find it on online for, unfortunately you have to buy a cab of 50 of them, so, you end up with a lot of sticks, but it's, $200, $250. You can find them on sale for $175 sometimes. But I mean, in my brick and mortar, I can find it for $6,
That's not bad at all. And George, Honey and Hand Grenades, and I completely forgot that one, George. That is a phenomenal Viaje.
It is, but unfortunately, that one's not in their core line.
That's not the regular release. Yeah. Correct. That is a once a year. I think they've been putting that one out.
They brought it out once so far, so we'll see if they bring it out this next year. Because they first brought it out early 2019, I think. So I think they're going to skip 2020 and bring it out in 2021, possibly if they bring it out again, or they may wait 2 years like they do with the full moons and do it every 3 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I was pretty upset. I missed the Halloween releases last year. They did.
The ghost pepper, you're not missing much, but that full moon
Yes,
limitata.
that's the one I'm talking about. It's got the pumpkin on the band.
Yeah.
That's the one I was pretty aggravated I missed. So we got a lot of good stuff here in the chats, guys. A lot of boutiques. We got Barry saying Charter Oak.
Good one.
I think for me a good non-expensive smoke is either the 300 hands or the quick draw. Both by Southern Draw.
Southern Draw's got some good stuff. And don't forget the Juarez. We were talking about it in the green room before the start. I mean, that Juarez for the price point. Third release of Honey and Hand Grenades was last year, George said. I did not realize it's came out 3 times. Thank you for that knowledge, George. But I bet Brian is going to think and try to trump your answer here. He's thinking.
Oh, and mine, I mean, there's a bunch of great ones out there. Smitty had brought it up, the La Galera stuff.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, my evil cohort over here on the side has the La Galera, Connecticut right now.
The one doing dinosaur hands on your nipple?
The side that I'm going to slap the shit out of here in a minute. But, you know, for me, I mean, there's lots and lots of great ones. Since we're going to limit this one to boutique, I am going to go back with that Crowned Head Juarez.
Yes.
That's just such a good smoke. It is solid. It burns great every time. Yet again, that one, I take a Big Sky Yellowstone, a Crowned Heads Juarez, and an Espinosa Especial every time that I go out to the golf course.
That fucking Especial, man.
That I take with me to the golf course every single time. So that Crowned Heads Juarez is definitely something. I think that's probably my favorite, what you would consider a boutique brand budget stick. And I'm talking, $5, $6 range.
Well, and then let's branch off of that and go by brands. Let's start with Espinosa. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite of the Espinosa line that some of these guys may not have smoked? I like the Especial, like you said. That and the Crema, I think that fits both times of the day I would want to smoke. Mornings and evenings, I could smoke either one of them. I'm happy.
So Espinosa-wise, I think the best one that I've smoked is the Las Provincias. I think that one is the best one that I've smoked. Little pricey, so I don't keep it in the humidor all the time. I smoked the Murcielago today on our stream. That one's one of my favorites. I love all their 601 line, especially the 601 white. I think that's one of the best Connecticut's out there on the market. That Green Bandit Oscuro is fantastic. There are just so many great, they've got a lot of great cigars out there. You can't miss with the 601 line.
No, you cannot.
Can't do it.
No. Jeff Todd with the Alpha Dog. That's a great one too, Jeff. Oh no, yeah, I'm with you, Ono, on those two. I mean, that Oscuro was one of our top 5s last year for our cigars we voted on last year.
Yep.
Yeah, and unfortunately here in Vegas, there's not a lot of places that I can get Espinosa from, so I have to order online. And I'm a huge proponent of going to my brick and mortar to get stuff, just because I like hanging out there, I like supporting them. So unfortunately I don't get if I want Espinosa, I have to order offline.
Yeah.
But the ones I have had, the Oscuro's probably got to be my favorite. The Laurent Oscuro's probably got to be one of my favorites that they have.
Yeah, I think they're one of those companies though, man. You can I've never had a bad Espinosa yet. I mean, I've enjoyed everything they put out. They're one of those boutiques that I think, they've got their shit together. They're killing it with every release they put out. What about you, James, as far as Espinosa? And then we'll
I'm gonna say this. I'm not a big Espinosa fan.
Okay.
Now, the Pier 28 is a cigar that I really, really like, but I've tried several 601s, didn't get into them. The Laranjas, I know a couple of months ago, those were huge, and I smoked multiples of those trying to get, it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
So I am definitely not a hashtag Espinosa everyday guy.
Right. And Jeff Todd, the wasabi is different. I'm not going to say I can't stand it, but it is unique in its own. That is a very unique smoke. It is fucking peppery and spicy like you think wasabi would be. I've only had it with coffee. I need to try it standalone with some good bourbon or something to see what it would do with a stronger, more complex drink. But it's unique.
And you gave me a wasabi.
Yeah, did you try it?
And because it was a cigar that I wouldn't have purchased on my own, and was actually pleasantly surprised that it wasn't this horrible hellacious. I'm not a wasabi guy. As far as the product itself,
Right.
but I did like the pepperiness to it. A lot better than I was expecting.
Double O
Not
Danny
the right
Godfather, Tampa here with us. All right, so
Danny Buckets.
we've touched on Espinosa. I want to also give my boy Juan from Protocol some love, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with his brand, but I would like to touch on it real quick. As far as Juan with Protocol, they put out some damn good sticks, and of course they're in the Espinosa family as well. But I like the original blue line they did out, and the fucking Sir Robert Peel is phenomenal. I love the Sir Robert Peel. That is a box press. You guys know how I feel about box presses. So that's where I'm going to say my two Protocol favorites are. And then I will bounce and let you guys go. Brian, we'll go with you first. That way you guys aren't talking over each other.
Again, unfortunately, I don't. There's not a lot of those here in the wild in Vegas. I've actually only had two. I've had the Themis and the Nightstick.
Yeah.
And out of the two,
we know how your Nightstick went.
We
so
know about the Nightstick.
Yeah, there's pictures of that floating around somewhere. But so unfortunately on that one, I've got to go with the Themis. But I don't have anything to really compare it with because I honestly, being that cigars are hand rolled products, some of them you're going to get that are just shitty just because it's a hand rolled product. So I totally get that, and I don't hold that against Protocol for that. But I, hey, it is what it is.
All right, James. Any Protocol in your experience?
Yeah. Protocol leggings.
I'm a fan of those leggings. They're my new favorite.
That is my favorite Protocol product.
Do we need to get you a pair, James?
I would wear the shit out of that.
He would look like Brutus Beefcake if he wore it. All right. So what about you on the Protocol field?
So I have not had the Sir Robert Peel stuff yet. It's another one of those that's been on the list for forever. I just have not come across it anywhere to grab it. You know me, I'm always looking for the steals, not deals.
Correct.
So I've been looking for those, and I definitely have to get into those because everybody that I know that smoked them just absolutely loves those. So I'm down to try it. I would love to try it. I've done the Connecticut, then the blue label and the red label in the regular Protocol line. I like the Connecticut. The other two were okay cigars.
Yep.
But then again, not every cigar is going to be an all-star to every one. So, like I said, not bad sticks. And enjoyed the Connecticut immensely. Actually smoked it one morning with coffee while you were doing your stream, and it was a good smoke. So, not a lot of exposure with Protocol on their offshoots and stuff like that.
Okay, that's fair. So
and again, you're looking at $8 sticks also.
Yes,
and I have to say I haven't had a lot of them too. I've had blue ones and silver ones,
and they're special editions, man. I'm like the John Doe, the Nightstick actually. And you guys know me, I absolutely hated the Nightstick. I smoked it live. I dogged it, but as that thing aged 6 months or so in the humidor, I love the Nightstick. I just think they were rushed out. It didn't have enough age on it, but as it set, it definitely changed everything about that Nightstick for me.
Yep.
The K9, if you can ever find somebody's got some K9s left, I think Dirty Birdie in here in chat was one of the ones that sent me a K9, and that was
I was going to say, doesn't Dirty Birdie have a ton of those?
Hey. Yeah. Jeff, I appreciate it, man. That K9 was phenomenal. I've hit Juan up 100 times. He's like, bro, I don't even have K9s left. And I'm like, that cigar's too good not to put out. Just K9 was great. So, yeah, we'll bounce on. I want to give some other burners some love. So let's go on to Amendola. Let's give Jeff and Chris some love, guys. Brian, we'll start with you again, man. Amendola, what you like?
God, what don't I like? No, I mean, all of their cigars in their line are great. I have had the new cannoli. I have another one to smoke before I put it online. So far, I got to say that new cannoli is probably my favorite in their line.
Yeah, the new cannoli is amazing. I go after the cannoli and the Maduro, the one with the Maduro wrapper. That's by far the two that I constantly have to have. I keep in my humidor. That's where, yeah, dirty. I agree, man. That K9, phenomenal. That a cigar that good should not be a limited release. That K9 should be out all the time. All right, James, Amendola, brother, what you got?
I have to say the Maduro also. I haven't had the new cannolis, but the I was the fortunate person that won an Amendola contest about a year ago or so, and I smoked that first cannoli, and then there was two in the sampler that I got, and I let that other one just sit because I didn't want to smoke it and see it gone. That's a special little cigar, but I'm with you. The Maduro, the Habano is good.
Habano is good,
but I'm a Maduro guy.
And let me tell you, if you were a fan of the original cannoli, wait till you get that new cannoli.
And I found a recipe for cannoli pie that I may have to put out sometime.
There you go. Make the cannoli pie and smoke the cigar.
Yes.
It is not made by the cigars, guys. He doesn't crush up the cannoli and put it in there. He's a fat boy like me, so he's going to make his pie. But yeah, Donovan said we put him onto the cannoli, and it was fire, man. So that's what barrel burners do. That's the whole purpose of this. Normally we have no theme, and me and James bullshit the whole night. But, I mean, boutiques seem to be the love of where most of our club is right now. So I definitely wanted to hit boutiques tonight. And Oki, I mean, the floor is yours, brother. Amendola.
Well, we were fortunate enough. We got our hands on some of the original releases to start with. You know, some of their specials that they were trying to come up with to see if they were going to stick. And some of those didn't quite hit home. So those guys wisely moved away, you know, into more of the focus on the Habano and the Maduro. Both of those are good. I am definitely a fan of the Amendola Connecticut. You know, I love Connecticut cigars. Everybody can.
Oh, Chris is on there.
Hang on. Okay,
yeah.
We got Mr. Chris from Amendola.
Chris is on
at George's house typing on George's. Thanks for the love, bro. We got good things coming. Chris, you know we love you guys. We love what you're doing. We could not have a fucking boutique show and not mention Amendola. You don't have to worry there. You know we're a fan, and we love what you guys are doing.
And they've got an awesome logo, too. I've got to use some of their logo shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And those new patches, Velcro patches, are on fire, man.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'm sorry, okay. I just had to interrupt you because Chris was actually in chat. So
he ain't shit.
So,
but then, you know, going to the cannoli, both the old one and the new one, and then probably my favorite one, and I'm disappointed to see it go away, was the Padrino wedge.
Love the wedge, the cigar was great. The wedge tip just threw me off the whole time I was smoking it. I felt like I had a fucking duck call or a whistle in my mouth. But the blend was phenomenal. I just couldn't get past the feel of the cigar in my mouth. It felt like, I don't know, the wedge it threw me off. I V-cut it, I straight cut it. I tried to do away with the wedge as much as I could, but the cigar was phenomenal. I just was not a fan of the wedge tip.
Yep. So those are some of my favorites.
What Casey says.
I got a bunch of the Habanos sitting in the humidor right now. I've got several of the Connecticut's. I got some of the new cannolis sitting. So definitely stuff I got to keep revisiting and stuff like that. It's just how the hell do you get through the backlog?
Right. Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, and the next line I want to hit on too is a Faro barrel burner. You guys may have not had a chance to try the stuff yet, but Eric with Black Star line, that freaking War Witch, guys, that is also a brand new cigar that is in my top 5. Connecticut's easily. The War Witch is amazing, and that's where I'm going to leave it at for my talk with Black Star. The War Witch won me over for Connecticut's.
Yep. You know, I did that one. I love the fact that it's in that Corona size, but talking with Eric the other day, the War Witch is now moving to a Robusto.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be interesting. As much as my heart is attached to that War Witch in the Corona size, and I was giving him plenty of shit about it. But you know, I'm glad now that I have a couple of 5-packs sitting in the humidor of that one. He says it'll be back, but he wants to get that Robusto out for a little while. but yeah, that's a fantastic Connecticut, made by Aganorsa. Yeah, if you've got to try it. I mean, if you haven't tried it, it's a phenomenal cigar.
And I have the other cigars in his line, and I can honestly say I've not tried them yet because I always grab the War Witch. When I open the drawer, I see his cigars there. The War Witch is what I grab because I'm like, surely they can't be as good as the War Witch. And I know the War Witch is phenomenal, so I'm going to keep smoking the War Witch.
Yep.
So I bought a 4-pack that came with 2 War Witches, and then I don't know the names of the other one, but it had like a red band and a blue band.
Yeah, that's
so I spoke the War Witch on one of your Sunday shows. Plan on smoking the other one tomorrow. I've had both of the other ones, and I wish I'd have smoked them closer together so I could have compared and contrasted them. But having smoked them weeks apart, I really enjoyed both of them.
Okay.
So all 3 cigars,
I think they're all going to be great. Just knowing where they're made from, nothing bad comes out of those plants. So, I mean, it's got to be good. Brian, I know you've tried the War Witch.
No, I have actually not tried any on that line. So that's something I need to hop on as well.
Yeah, Okie turned me on to the War Witch.
Pack.
Everybody in my coffee stream said the War Witch was a must. I bought the sampler just like James did, and it's phenomenal, man.
And there's kind of where, we're usually the ones giving the information, but the great thing about it was you were on that day. Somebody brought it up, and then there was just so much talk about it that it's like you were like, okay, I've got to try this. And I was the same way. It's like go out, buy it, and
And on that note, there's other great news. I don't know if they've really announced it yet, and I may get in trouble for announcing it, but I got him hooked up with Brian at Pravada, and all of the Black Star line is going to be sold in the Pravada shop. So guys that were hesitant to buy from their website that buy from Pravada all the time, you're going to be able to get that Black Star line off the Pravada site.
And I will say, even using the Black Star website, he packs it immediately.
Oh, he mailed mine.
Oh, yeah, man, they were quick.
Yeah, so his customer service as well. So don't let that throw you off, thinking about ordering from a small site or something like that. Going directly to him, fantastic customer service. We had a hiccup. I ordered one of their T-shirts, and he had a hiccup with the T-shirt. Don't think I'm dogging you, man. I'm just waiting to send it all together. I'm like, man, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, that man was in, I think when I ordered, he was just having his surgery in the hospital. His wife mailed my stuff out the same day I ordered it with him in the hospital. Yeah, and there's Humbly. How you doing? There she is praising the War Witch. But yeah, I mean, that's how great he is with that. AJ, good evening, sir. We're here talking boutiques. All right, so I'm kind of blank right now. So name another boutique company to go to.
Since you brought them up, I want to go to Blackbird.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Because, here are 2 cigar companies that I have to admit, I'm a little slow sometimes. And I bought one thinking it was the other. Then it's like, this isn't the right one. What have I done? But Blackbird cigars, I highly recommend getting that 5-pack or 6-pack.
Yes.
It's like nickels to get that 6-pack. I mean, it's so cheap. And it is one that I have gone through each of them smoking and taking notes on. But again, another boutique, phenomenal cigars. I love the names that they come out with: the Crow, the Raven, the Jack Craw, all Blackbird.
The whole story behind the Unkind name, which I'm not going to speak here. You may not want everybody to know that story, but it's such a great guy. The guy's 30 years old, and his knowledge of cigars blew me away. I mean, I'm approaching 40, and he has forgotten more about cigars at 30 years old than I even think I know. This dude knew his shit, guys. If you were not in that herf with Blackbird, that was, I mean, the dude, it blew me away. But the Unkind is where I'm going to go to. And then the other one I'm in love with is not a normal release from him. Well, it's normal, but it's a shop exclusive. It's the one that's Scallywag exclusive. It's the black and gold label. I think it's called the Hawthorne, maybe.
or something, HRAFN.
Yes, it is phenomenal. So the Unkind and that are my favorite. But there's not a bad cigar in his line. I even enjoyed the Connecticut on my coffee stream.
Yeah, even their Connecticut was a really great Connecticut, which I know for 3 out of the 4 of us on here, just saying the word Connecticut a year ago would have been blasphemy. So
my only complaint with Blackbird, though, the damn wrappers take up the whole cigar, and you got to take it off immediately before you can smoke it.
some big ass.
But the colors, it catches your eye on a shelf or on a cigar website. When you see those bright labels, it draws your eye to it.
It does.
So marketing did its job with the bright colors. The Crow, Jeremy said the Crow, hands down, all phenomenal.
Yep. And that's my personal favorite.
I do have to love the Crow. Yeah.
AJ,
I thought
there in a minute.
I thought Richard Branson was on here with us.
So, Brian, have you kind of experienced the Blackbird?
I picked up a 10-pack of the Rook because I'm a huge Colorado wrapper fan, and that one is a Colorado Claro. I prefer the Oscuro out of the Colorado wrappers, but I really enjoyed the Rook on that one. That one's a great one, but I need to revisit, or not revisit. I need to visit, the rest of their line to try them out as well. So.
Yep, phenomenal cigars.
Yeah, I need to buy another one of those Sixers just to go through them again because I burned through them fairly quick. Just trying to try them all, and that's kind of where I got to.
I like the Blackbird when I play golf. That is another one I normally have in my golf bag when I play.
Yep.
When we were in New Orleans, I was smoking Blackbirds down there.
Yeah. And the comment from AJ Wright, the thoughts on Caldwell. I was actually going to bring up Caldwell as being one of the boutique brands. One of my favorites from Caldwell, you can't find it anymore, is the Anastasia. That one was the first Caldwell that I actually had. And that cigar to me was the best in their line. The rest of them are great, but I got to say the Anastasia is probably my favorite.
I think the Caldwell line is a good line.
Yeah, that's once again they're all. I kind of like all the collabs he's done lately. I like the Mad Mofo absolutely is probably the one I buy by boxes. I keep the Mad Mofo in my humidor. I just bought another 10-pack off Pravada the other day. That I'm the Mad Mofo fan.
The tea, got to go for the tea as well. That's a Boofy, AJ, and Caldwell collab, which is
the tea and the 101 collab also with Caldwell was good. Yeah.
Yep. And me on the Caldwell stuff, I don't care for his collaborations as much as I do his core line. The ones that he did where he crossed over his core line with AJ, I didn't think they were as good as his core line. But that Mad Mofo was a fantastic cigar. That was one of my top 3 cigars last year.
It made our top 5 list.
Yeah.
Yep. Then Faceless King. Got a lot of great cigars out there. But if I'm going to go with a Caldwell, I'm going to go back to that Long Live the King with the blue wrapper on it. That's just the cigar that I love. The Mad Mofo being the best out of all of those.
Well, that's where I started. The Long Live the King, and then when I touched that Mad Mofo, I have not picked up a Long Live the King again.
I'm the
Mad
same.
Mofo all the way.
And the King is dead.
King is
in
dead.
between.
Yeah, and Bruce just said the same thing. King is dead, but if you have not tried the Mad Mofo, I promise you, you're going to love it if you love a good, strong cigar.
Yeah, and going back to the Anastasia can't get anymore, so I got to say right now in their line,
unless you got the Pravada Barrel Burners boxes.
Well, that is true. But I got to say the ones you can actually get out in the wild, I got to go with the Mad Mofo. I mean that is just such a great blend.
It's still a brand out there, and you see kind of a pattern with these boutiques we're naming. There's really not a bad cigar in their lines. These boutiques are killing it. And the next one I'm going to hit on, these guys herp with us too. AJ, Blind Man's Bluff is good, but I know Brian's going to enjoy this because he turned me on to this brand.
I know what you're going where. Yep. Oh yeah.
Sinestro.
Yeah,
okay,
dude.
Brian, you're the Sinestro king, man. You turned me on to him. I appreciate it. I know you got love for Sinestro, so let's hear it.
Honestly, the guys at Sinestro, Coleman and James are just such cool guys to sit down and chat with. I mean, I had never had a Sinestro until December of 2018, and I actually went to an event at a local lounge here in Vegas, and they were there, and it was their cigars. And God, I can't say enough about just those two guys. I mean, they're so down to earth, just talking to them. I mean, hell, I met Coleman once, and when we herfed with him, the guy fucking remembered my name.
Oh.
I mean, that's
yeah, he called you out immediately when he seen you on the screen. He's like, "Hey, I know you."
Yeah. So I mean, that's huge in and of itself. But I mean, just their whole line. I mean, I love the Last Cowboy and the Scala version. I mean, I just that shaggy foot with that shape and that candela rope that's wrapped around it is probably just such a phenomenal cigar. But I mean, come on, Mr. Red.
Everyone in the Scala, everyone that they put out in that Scala is amazing.
Yeah, and it's one of the sexiest looking cigars.
Yep.
That there is. When you look at it and you're just like, damn.
It's one of those ones you almost don't want to smoke. You just want to hang on to it just to
I
look.
agree. I mean, you feel, I mean, I feel like a badass when I go to smoke that. Because it's like, what the fuck you smoking, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought it was rope wrapped around it that would burn when you could. And then he set us straight on the hurt that night and said, no, that's the leaf. That's not a rope or a band.
Yep.
That's freaking amazing.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, you've got the Mr. Red, Mr. Black, Mr. White. You've got the Honor Among Thieves. You've got the
Honor Among Thieves. Yeah.
The Habana Vieja is probably one of my favorite mornings.
I finally had it. I see what the hype was about.
Dude, that one was fantastic. Especially first thing in the morning with a really good oily espresso in the morning. Just the best. So good.
So hang on, let me pause in between because Danny's got a damn good question. People want to know, what are we drinking tonight? Danny, I'm rocking a Southwell 12-year-old bourbon tonight. Brian, 101 gin. James, a man after my heart with the Bullet bourbon. And Okie, always going old out with the Old Forester 1920.
The bourbon of the Goat Herf.
And oh no, Blind Man's Bluff with coffee. Yes, great. Bruce, what are you buying tomorrow, man? Just seen your comment. All right, so I think we were back to you, Okie, on the Sinestro line.
Honor Among Thieves.
Okay.
I think that that's one of the box presses that I actually enjoy. I'm the anti-Jason when it comes to box presses. I don't care for them. I always have a burn issue.
A good deep cut on that box press, and I'm at home, man.
Yep. So for me, I mean, that one right there was a great smoke. I got my first one through Pravada. And then I bought several of them since then, and it is just a fantastic cigar. Oh hell, we lost the boss.
we lost the boss.
Rutro.
Yeah.
All right. When the boss is away.
All right. What do you guys want to know that we can tell right now?
Yeah, he's back.
Damn it.
Man, we were about to answer all the questions.
Talking about box press, I put my hand down and hit the mouse. So let me move that out of the way here. That's me. Honor Among Thieves and the Last Cowboy. I mean, the Last Cowboy changed my mind about Lanceros.
Mm-hmm.
I got it in the Pravada box. I was like, oh my God, okay, now I understand the hype of Lancero. Still freaking hate smoking a Lancero. I feel like I'm fighting it to keep it lit and burning good. But the flavor was amazing. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I smoked the Honor Among Thieves earlier this week. Still just love that cigar. But that very first Last Cowboy that I had, the one that came in the Pravada box, the one that got me started on Sinestros, is one of those cigars I'll never forget. It was so good. And I haven't had any of their Mr. series, and Brian talks about them all the time. Well, so I've written it down because I've got to try those.
And that was the next comment I was going to hit on. Dominic said the Mr. Red's on fire, and if I go to any of the Mr. series, it's the Mr. Red. That's where.
And I prefer the Mr. Black. I don't know why, but I will say that I did last week at Helios. They finally got in the Mr. Red Candelas.
Oh.
And I smoked that one. Again, I'm not a big Candela person. My favorite Candela, one of my favorite cigars is the Roma Craft Fomorian with the Candela wrapper. But that one is probably in my top 3 on Candelas. And I try Candelas out there because I like the look of the wrapper. That green wrapper is just so fascinating to me and all that stuff. But but yeah, the Mr. Red Candela is definitely interesting because they actually, so you've got the regular wrapper, which I think we figured out this morning was a Habano, if I'm not mistaken. San Andreas. So that's underneath, and then they just said, okay, we're not going to change the blend, same cigar. We're just going to put a Candela wrapper on top of the San Andreas wrapper. So you get both the San Andreas and you get a little bit of the Candela from that. So it tempers that grassiness that you normally get from a regular Candela, which is nice.
Yeah, when he told us that about the Herf, I was like, okay, that's a must try. Yep. You basically have a double wrapper. Yeah. I mean, you got two wrappers on it. I'm curious whether or not I even like their brand. I would have to try that. What the hell you're going to get out of that? You got two wrapper flavors going at once.
Mm-hmm.
All right, two comments we'll hit on. Humbly, she dry box all her Lanceros before smoking them. Gets no burn issues. I may have to try that.
They have to. And
then the next thing, I guess, since we're bouncing around, ATL Medic wants to know about Foundation, Wise Man or Tabernacle. Tabernacle Havana Seed, I have a love for. Wise Man is great. The Wise Man Maduro, that's tough. I think I would edge it out and say the Tabernacle.
Yep. And I may go the Wise Man Maduro on that one, but those are very, very, very close.
Yes.
Yeah, that is such a tough choice. I mean, they're all phenomenal cigars. I mean, we talked about it this morning on our show, Oki. Nick Melillo's such a wizard when it comes to cigars, and just his blends are all phenomenal. But to me, I think the original Tabernacle with the gray colored band just kind of edges out the rest of them, and it's just such a good cigar.
Yes.
Yep.
Great.
Mine, if we're going to go with the Wise Man grouping right there, it's definitely the original Tabernacle. Love that Connecticut broadleaf. After that, it's the Wise Man Maduro. After that, it's the El Huense, and then the Havana Seed. I liked all of those. Ono just hit it. Probably one of my favorites of their line is the Menolith.
Yes.
Wow, I had forgotten about that.
That's why I put it on the screen. Nobody had mentioned it.
There we go.
I was coming back to the Menelik and then both of the High Clerc Castles.
Yes.
They're a little bit on the pricier side, but God, they are such good cigars.
They are good. Yeah, the High Clerc Castles are really good.
All right.
And then budget-wise, we got to keep on the Foundation stuff. Charter Oak is one of those that, undoubtedly you have to keep around just because of the price.
Correct.
They're excellent cigars. So really, with the exception of the Upsetters line, which I haven't tried, I've been through pretty much all the Foundation stuff. And definitely that Menelik is my favorite. I wish that was a little bit better priced, but I understand.
Yeah.
But excellent cigar, probably my favorite in the Foundation line.
Yep.
Well, we'll move on from there, and we'll go to another company that has a love for burners. They did a Herf with us as well. A lot of guys in chat probably hasn't experienced their cigars, and that's one of the main reasons I want to hit on them. They're probably one of the lesser-known boutiques, I would think, out there, but Dapper.
Yes.
Dapper.
Yes. Yep. So the ones that I've had from Dapper, I got to say the Siempre is probably my favorite. I love the La Madrina, but that Siempre just has something in it that it's like crack cocaine, man. It just keeps you coming back.
Yeah, and I'm going to say the same two you just named. The wrapper first attracted me to it, but yeah, those two are phenomenal, man. Dapper is one of those new up and comings, and we say up and coming, but man, he's been grinding for 10 years. He told us.
Yeah,
he's just now getting the love and getting out there, and that is another guy that knew his shit.
Oh, dude.
The way he got in and kind of just basically went to a plant and started spitting out knowledge when they didn't want to help him because they thought he didn't know anything, and then he worked his way in, and now he's putting out good stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brad, I agree, man. Dapper.
Yep. I love the La Madrina.
Yes.
Great cigar. What is it? The Cubo?
Yeah, the Cubo.
Yeah, that's another good cigar.
Yeah.
I am in love with that blue banded El Borracho, that Maduro in that line.
Dude, I forgot about the Borracho.
Yeah, the blue label. I like the orange label one too. Yep. I don't remember what the blend is on the orange, but the orange and blue, I keep both of those as well.
Yeah, that dark wrapper on that El Borracho.
Box press, right, Oki? You like another
Yes,
box
it
press?
is. Yes, it is. I would love it in a Robusto. I would love it in a Corona.
But it's small enough. It's a smaller ring gauge box press. It's not a traditional bigger box press, though.
Correct.
It's a nice size cigar for that box press.
Yep. But I mean, just the chocolate and coffee notes and that El Borracho. Yeah, it was wonderful. I mean, I smoked that one while we were on the Dapper Herf, and I got down to the end of it, and I'm nubbing it, and I'm just going, I don't have another one in the humidor.
Mm-hmm.
I have pretty much one of everything that they've got, but I want more of this cigar.
Yep.
Jeff, run out there and get Dapper, man. You're not missing out, I promise you. And you're supporting a damn great dude. This dude, I mean, I've never seen him herf with nobody else. He came out of hiding to herf with us. So,
yeah,
definitely great cigars.
And if you want Dapper, reach out to Big Chris.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big Chris is the hookup. That's his home shop right there. Dapper runs through them. So,
and I get mine from Privada too. I know Joey just said unopened boxes. Joey just said Dapper's in your unopened Privada boxes, Jeff. So all them boxes you didn't open had Dapper in them. Yes. So. Yeah, ATL Medic, Dapper. And that's why we're doing this, guys, because boutiques, it seems a lot of guys in the club are only smoking to boutiques, so people that have the money to advertise and get them out there. But there are a lot of great smaller boutiques like Sinestro and Dapper that you're really missing out on. And that was part of one of these herfs like we're doing where we're just touching on the boutiques. Because I know for me, over a year ago, it changed my love for cigars when I left the big box brands and went Dapper. So and we can't do a boutique. We really can't do a boutique show, guys, and not mention the first cigar club out there that worked with barrel burners and gave barrel burners a shot when everybody else laughed with us. And that's Billy and Gus with Viva La Vida. They've got enough different ones out there now. My son somewhere. They got enough.
I'm not special. Sorry, guys.
Mine's bigger than yours.
That's the only time you can say that. And then you see what I use in here when I'm talking. But Viva was the first company that took a chance on barrel burners, which they were up and coming too, but the partnership has kept on. And they've got enough now with their core line, their Jesters, the Atlantic, the Famous Smoke, where we can kind of throw it out there now and talk Viva La Vida and give those guys some love.
Oh, for sure, man.
And what you got, James? Let's start off with you. Your favorite Viva right now?
Ooh, my favorite Viva is the 500 Club.
Ooh, the chocolate. You fell in love with that when we unveiled that day.
I did, and I went back and smoked an original. I had an original still in my humidor. I still have an original Diadema. Those are great, but I bought a box of the other three. And when I really, really, really want something, I go with it.
I'm with you. The Diadema is one of my special occasion. Oh, get that out of your crotch, James. Man down. He's already drunk. But the Diadema is one of those I kind of look at like my Padron 1926. I only break out that Diadema when I want to celebrate something. That, to me, blew everything away in the core line. And then when they branched off and the Jester come out, the Jester is my love.
And for me, I gotta say, I think it's the Atlantic exclusive that they did is probably my favorite.
And that's what Owner said too.
Yeah, and that one to me kind of goes back to the original Viva that came out, last year before the meetup that we had and everything. It was it just was so reminiscent of that one, and that's the one that got me kind of hooked on the Vivas. So I got to say that Atlantic exclusive has to be my top.
And I think I agree with you guys. We all smoked the first ever Vivas, the pre-release, and I'm with you guys. I think that first Vivas packed more of a punch. Maybe they were aged more, and now they started putting them out there, not getting an age on them. So I do agree with what we've talked about before about there's something a little different from that pre-release that we get now, but still always a solid smoke. And I keep all sizes pretty much.
Oh, for sure.
Jeremy, the Atlantic exclusive. A lot of guys prefer the Atlantic over the Famous. I don't hear a lot of love on the Famous side, but the 500 Club I get a lot of feedback on, and the Atlantic I always hear mentioned.
Yeah, for me, the Atlantic is like Brian said, was the throwback to the OG Viva. You know, whenever we did the 9 people on the HERF, that we were all smoking the original Viva. Jeremy was there, Humbly was there, James and Brian were there. We were all smoking it for the very first time, all different sizes. We had the Toros, we had the Torpedo, the Robustos, and they were just fantastic cigars. Matter of fact, we were burning multiple cigars back to back.
Oh, definitely.
Because that was what made me fall in love with them. They did some different stuff when they went with the Jester. They made a pepper bomb.
Yes.
Yeah.
They made a bread bomb and a chocolate cookie bomb with the 500 Club.
Yes.
And then when the Atlantic came out, it was like, all right, we're back to our roots. So the Atlantic was the one that I really fell in love with. I bought the Famous box. The Famous reminds me of a Toro-sized Jester. It's got more of the pepper in it and stuff like that. So I mean, it's more reminiscent of that cigar for the Famous one. But the one that I'm going to keep in stock as long as they have them is going to be the Atlantic.
Yeah.
And kind of going back to kind of like what Oki said, I smoked the Jester. I actually did not like the Jester. There was just something in there that just the flavors to me just were so divergent from each other. Not that I expected it to be different. Don't get me wrong. I didn't expect it to taste the same as a regular Viva. I expected it to be something different, but the flavors to me just did not work together. Again, this is my palate. Everybody is different. You know, I know a lot of people really love that Jester, but you know, that Famous exclusive reminded me of the Jester, and I did not care for that one either.
Yeah.
You know,
I have more Famous left than I have of the Atlantic. The Atlantic I love. The Famous, like I said, it wasn't as good as the Atlantic, but I like the fact that each one of these specials have been a different blend. We're not smoking the same cigar over and over in a different size.
Yeah.
These guys have actually put us out something different, and it all started with the Jester. The Jester, in my opinion, was a game changer for what they were doing.
Agreed, for sure. Like I said, I didn't like the flavors, but it was definitely something different and something different, divergent from what they were doing in the past. So I good on them for that.
Yeah. There's only one I haven't smoked, and that's the Lancero. And
Bruce on Facebook to answer your question. Viva La Vida is the brand. It's put out by Artesano del Tobacco in conjunction with AJ Fernandez. AJ does their rollings for them, but everybody just calls them Vivas.
Yeah, super great guys, man. They started out in the cigar lounge business. They had a successful cigar lounge in New York, and then decided, hey, let's just make our own cigars. And they had already had all the connections from owning their shop. And Dan's a little slow tonight. He's still talking Tabernacle, and we're on Viva. I know you were probably off. You were arresting midget prostitutes probably at that moment, but we're back. We're on Viva right now.
So I've got another boutique brand that we need to talk about I absolutely love. Black Label.
Oh,
Black Label and Blackwork Studios.
Black Label and Blackwork Studios. They just came out with a swarm. I've got some of them on the way. I love everything in the Killer Bee line.
Had it yesterday from Ninja.
Yep. That's and then huge fan of the Killer Bee Connecticut. I wish that I would have known that it was that limited when I bought it, because I bought one down in New Orleans, and if I would have known, I'd have bought every fucking box that he had. Because
if he would have let you,
exactly, that thing is absolutely phenomenal. But I mean, you run through their entire line. I mean, you're going. The Bishop's blend is fantastic.
That's my favorite. Even the 10-year or the 5-year that just came out. I'm sorry. It was box worthy. I had to buy it. I love the Bishop blend. That's my heart.
The Morphine, the Boondock Saints.
They're just all too good.
Yep. The Porcelain, the regular Deliverance.
Deliverance, yes.
The S&R. I mean, everything in their portfolio is just a fantastic cigar. Ono said the Santa Muerte. That is another, unbelievable cigar. I mean, it is so earthy and rich when you smoke that thing. So yeah, I opened up the can of worms because I can't tell you my favorite Black Label. It's the one I'm smoking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
whatever one's in your hand because
Yeah.
they're phenomenal. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of read their history. It's a husband and wife that started the company, but they're doing something right. They had some kind of insider knowledge because I have not had a bad one.
I will have to say that my favorite from them, and it's an event only stick. I was fortunate enough, Jesse at Helios actually was able to get a box of them. And when Jeremy was here in 2019 last year, we both smoked that one. And that was the, oh, fuck, I had it in my head. Now I forgot it because I was talking too damn much. It was the Cato, which is the Green Hornet Cato. My God, that one is just, yeah, I can't, that one is such a phenomenal cigar.
We made Jeff go get a Viva out of his humidor, guys. So we talked about it enough. Yeah,
That's what we do.
Black
right.
Label.
This is what we do.
Jeff says he's not a Black Label fan, but I mean, I don't know. I think they cater to my palate. Most of their cigars, strong and stout. I get pepper. I mean, everything they've done, I've loved. Oh, Cato is a Hawaii exclusive. Oh no, with the knowledge.
Oh,
all right. I thought it was an event exclusive, but hey, I was, like I said, I was fortunate enough.
Hey, if it's a Hawaiian exclusive, now we know where to get them.
Yeah, so Aldo, how many of them you got laying around, buddy? Come on, man. Look at there. Ben's like, Ono sent me a Cato. Well, hell, I thought we were bros. We shared
Damn.
Hell, we just live right down the street from each other. There's only one street in Hawaii, right?
We're just a short swim across the pond, man. Come on. All right, so Black Label. Yeah, we like Black Label. So who have we forgot? I know there's several boutiques that kind of left my mind.
Oh, we know
Crux is another boutique brand that I love.
Epicure. I'm gonna leave it there. Epicure. I'm done.
Yes, dude. If you have not tried the Epicure Maduro from them,
I've had both. Yes,
I prefer out of those two. I prefer the Epicure Maduro, and I do love their Epicure line. But you've got the Passport, you've got the Guild. I think the Guild is probably my favorite in their line. It is just such a phenomenal cigar. I was fortunate enough. Casey Hogan from Crux is a Vegas native. He grew up here in Vegas, so he comes back to Vegas quite often. And I've met up with him a couple of times at the Cigar Lounge and smoked with him. Such a great dude. But yeah, if you have not heard of those guys, definitely pick them up and try Crux if you haven't tried them. They make some fantastic cigars.
I would not have known about them. I'll be honest. Pravada turned me on. They were in the Pravada box about a year or so ago. The Epicure came in a Pravada, and then I went and had the other. But yeah, Epicure, man, that's I'll leave it to you now.
It was funny when they came out in Pravada. My brick and mortar, they were there, and I don't remember ever seeing them. But he had pulled them all off on the shelf. He's very fickle on keeping stuff, and he doesn't keep a lot of boutiques. And by George, he had them all at like 50% off. I'm like, yep, I'll take some of those Crux.
Yeah. Dude, you got the Passport, you've got the Bull and Bear, you've got the the Epicures, all that.
I need to branch out. I I haven't smoked the other, but I know enough about the Epicure that I love both blends. It was phenomenal.
Gosh, what other boutiques are there? I mean, there's so many of them. I mean,
Roma.
Roma Craft. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hit on them earlier, of course, with the Fomorian. I mean, fuck.
Yeah. You mentioned it, but we didn't hit on it. I did get the new genetic deformity in, thanks to Ninja. I got me a 5-packer of those. Roma Craft, man. Jeez, I don't even know if I could pick a favorite Roma Craft.
Yeah,
I love the Baca. I love the Cro Magnums.
It's tough, man. They make such fantastic cigars, and again, going back to the Candelas. I'm not a huge Candela fan, but that's my favorite Roma. I love the Cro Mag Fomorian. Going back to Crux, Jeremy just hit it. Crux PB5. I totally forgot about that one, but that one is definitely up there in my top on the Crux.
And, for me, I just, going back to Roma Craft, I drift back to the Aquitaine, the Neanderthal, the Cro Mag.
Oh, Neanderthal. I forgot about the Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Those are some that I have all the time. I mean, I love those cigars. The Mode 5.
Sabertooth, being saying Sabertooth.
Yep.
Black Irish.
Yep. I mean, those are some of the more exclusive ones and stuff like that. But, I mean, just like regular rotation that I can grab at any time. You know, I love that. You know, the Aquitaine and the Chromag and the Knuckle Dragger and in the Mode 5.
Yeah.
Excellent cigars. I like the Temperance line.
Well, and we hit it this morning, the Anthropology line in all three of those.
Yeah.
I really like that format of that cigar. It's
Yep.
I don't want to say it's a Lancero, but it's definitely a smaller ring gauge, a little like a 6-inch cigar, so it's a little bit longer. But that Anthropology line that they did was just phenomenal.
Well, and I smoked that Neanderthal Lancero, and Jason, with your hatred of Lanceros, that is one you absolutely have to try.
Okay.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, there's about 3 that stick out on the Lancero side. I loved, of course, the Last Cowboy, the freaking Hiram and Solomon Lancero, and that's another boutique. Hiram and Solomon.
Hiram and Solomon, yeah.
And then that freaking Cookie Monster that Pravada just put out, man. Thank God Nick sent me his because he don't like Lanceros because I didn't smoke mine. That fucking Cookie Monster was a beast.
Yep.
And Ono here, he said Dunbarton, HBC, and Agranosa. There's some more boutiques we haven't talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is Saka still considered a boutique? He's putting out tons of cigars now. Is he still in that window of boutique?
I believe so, yes.
What is it, $1 million a year or something? Oh, Illusion, humbly. Yeah, we did kind of briefly earlier. James said his favorite boutique was Illusion, so I guess we can bounce to that now with humbly. Because I know Brian is a big Illusion fan.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite is the Rothschild, but I mean, you've got the Cigars Privé, which is a phenomenal cigar. You've got the
Ultra.
The Ultra, another one. The MJ12 is probably another one of my favorites. That's not it's a little bit more expensive of a cigar. It's like $10 or $12 at my local lounge.
What's the one with like the 88 on the side? That's all.
I was going to say, go the other side, go 88s.
Okay.
Yeah, the original documents is the 88.
Okay. Yeah, I've had those. I haven't had a lot of Illusion, but that one sticks out because I've had it recently, and that was a solid smoke.
I like the Gigantor.
The Gira Geese, the Fuma d'Amour.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just again, you know, we've hit it on the head several times here. There's no bad Illusions. There's just better ones, you know.
Yep.
Jeremy, that's a good point. If Roma is boutique, Saka is. You correct, Jeremy. Yeah. It's just you see Saka's name out there way more than just any boutique. So evidently his advertising budget is legit because everybody, even people that don't seem to smoke cigar, will know Saka's name. Whether it be the Saka Squatch or something, Saka just is always out there advertised somewhere.
It's like Tesla is the boutique of automobile makers right now.
Yes. Well, and Oki hit it earlier, the Epernay. I mean, the Epernay is a fantastic
cigar.
I love that cigar.
Yeah.
The Umbagog.
Oh, yeah, the Umbagog, yeah.
Well, now we're back into Dunbarton.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about Saka. Sorry.
Yeah, jumping over to the Dunbarton stuff, like you said, the Umbagog. I mean, I don't think that there's a bad Saka smoke out there.
What's that? The Mitera? That's one I like a lot.
Micarita?
Yeah, Mitera.
Yep. The Micarita is probably my favorite that I love to have in the humidor all the time.
What was that one called, Jason?
I'm not repeating myself. Watch the replay, guys.
The Micarita is one that I've never really gotten into. That's
all right. I'm from Louisiana. I can name street signs that you guys would butcher, so it's all good.
True. This is true.
Because you don't speak English in Louisiana.
A little bit of French down here and a little Kunas and Cajun. We got about 4 different languages blended into one down here.
Hey, that's just like Hawaii, man.
So yes, Ono. Yeah. That was our top 5 last year too.
Yep. Sin Compromiso is great. The Todos los Dias is great. The Tricky Traca is great. Love the original Sobremesa. Not as big of a fan.
Like your name is Strippers.
Yeah. The way I had to rip the triple cap off and get rid of whatever sweetness he says wasn't in that cigar. Yeah. And then the Brulee was a good cigar.
Brulee.
Brulee.
Yeah. The Now Leave Me the Hell Alone Lancero was fantastic.
I've not had that one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's amazing.
Oki was gracious enough to share that with a couple of us when we were down in New Orleans, and that was, oh my God, that was such a great experience.
Just rub it in, because if I remember right, I was in New Orleans too, but I didn't get that. So shoot. Let me hold one up. Oh.
Exactly. But no, I mean,
Jeremy
like
also says the Lancero is a beast. Thanks for rubbing that in, Horseman.
Yep. But I haven't done the Unstolen Valor yet. And then his first release that he had, that he did of that the wood coffin line. I can't remember which one that one was. It was before the Lancero. I haven't done that one either.
Was that the Unicorn, the $100 cigar?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that one. I'm never.
This is a different one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, I'm not paying $100 for a cigar ever.
No.
Yeah.
Lifetime ever.
Now, I'll use $100 bill at one point in my life to light a cigar just for the hell of it. No,
yeah,
I really
you'd probably be lighting the Juarez because you're too broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. But humbly, I'm with you. The HVC Black Friday is phenomenal as well. Yeah, the great cigar, HVC Black Friday.
Yep. Honestly, I can't say that I've had any HVCs out here.
I don't think I have
Vegas
either.
is not something that we can pick up on the regular. So that's one I've got to visit as well.
Yeah, the Black Fridays have always been great releases. There were a couple of the the 46 that was available, and I think it's still available through the Pravada store. That's an excellent smoke. It's in a Corona size, fantastic. Lots of earth, coffee, chocolate. Really, really good smoke. So yeah, the HBCs definitely.
So have we missed any of the predominant boutiques right now? Have we missed anything?
Oh, I guarantee you we have. There's too damn many of them.
So let's kind of branch off topic right now. I'm curious to know everybody's pairings. Do you prefer coffee pairing or cigar or beer? What is your go-to pairing, or does it depend on the time of day for your pairing?
Hey, I'll drink booze at any time of day. I mean, I've done Jameson and coffee in the morning with my cigar.
Well, did you do the coffee blend Jameson, or did you go?
No, well, I have the stout edition. I don't care for any other Jameson other than the stout edition.
Brad is a bourbon guy. I'm a bourbon, but I tell you what, man, the newfound love for coffee and cigars together have kind of won me over.
I've never tried gin before. This is the first time I ventured into the gin world, and this goes amazing with a cigar.
And don't forget Bamboo Rum, official rum of Barrel Burners, is a great
official
cigars.
Shouldn't this now be the official gin of the Barrel Burners?
Oh, 100%.
We can vote. We can vote on that.
But
yeah.
I've never had gin before, and venturing into the gin world with this was probably the best thing. I mean, and it's so I know. Yesterday when he did his live announcing the winner of their of the Havana Phils contest that George won. Yeah, I know he was kind of talking about how he kind of equated this to being like a bourbon, like a lot of bourbon drinkers like that burn when they have their cigar. So this one, I was actually talking to Sad Dave last night, and he was saying that most gins are like 70 or 80 proof. This is actually a 90 proof gin, so it's a little bit runs a little bit hotter than most gins, so you do get just a little bit of a burn with it, but it's such bright flavors and everything, and it actually goes really well with a cigar.
I like Humbly's time in here. Coffee before 4 and whiskey and bourbon at 4:01. So she immediately puts the coffee down at 4 and the bourbon is in her hand at 4:01. So I love her time here.
But Humbly is a level of gangsta that we will never be able to achieve.
That's true.
You know that.
All right,
I'm
Donovan,
interested-
have a good night, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Yeah,
I'm
Humbly.
interested in trying that Room 101 gin. I know when we talked to him last, somebody brought up, gin is made from a juniper fruit.
Correct.
And he said that this was the lowest amount of juniper that you can put in a gin.
So I will say
overpowered of that.
Yeah.
I will say there is a little bit of juniper there, but it's definitely not overpowering. It's not the star of the show per se on the gin. There's more of a bright fruit, like an orange zest. I know he mentioned that there's like a cherry blossom in there as well. I don't know what cherry blossom tastes like, unfortunately, but there are the brighter fruit flavors in there that you get in the background. But it's I've had this neat. I've drinking it with some tonic water, and it goes great with the cigar. So
yeah, Brad, I wasn't going to hang no laundry on the line, brother, but we know.
So on the coffee side, for you coffee drinkers and smokers, I have only experimented with Connecticut's and coffee. Do y'all smoke a heavier blend cigar with your coffee?
On one of our lives, I did a buckshot from Viaje and coffee in the morning. So,
and that's a strong ass cigar.
Oh, that'll knock you on your ass if you're not ready.
I definitely eat before the buckshot. Definitely.
I do love. I can probably say I like coffee in a cigar just a little better than bourbon in a cigar, and I love my bourbon.
Good deal, Bruce.
But it to me it pairs so well because they're both so earthy, and I like a stronger Maduro cigar. The Habanos, even the coffee kind of brings them up a little bit.
Well, I need to branch out because the whole reason I went coffee wise and the whole reason I started trying different rums was in all my reading. It was originally in Cuba with the Cubans making their cigars. They were blended to go with rums and coffee. So they were made to go together. So I went through several rums and I absolutely hated rum until the bamboo come around. And it's the only rum I can stomach.
Yep. And that was, that was a great thing. When we visited Cuba is sitting around drinking that very strong Cuban coffee and having a cigar. And that's how we ended every night. Yeah. I don't know how we ever slept. But
Cuban coffee and a cigar at bedtime.
And a cigar, yeah.
Must have been a lot of hanky-panky to wear y'all out.
And Jeremy just hit it on the head for you, James. He said you apparently like smoky scotch as well, because I know you talk about putting Lafroig in your tea, and I'm like, dude,
I do love putting Lafroig in a hot tea or in a coffee. It's just something about it brings it up. But
and speaking of coffee, guys, if you haven't tried Swine Gear coffee, what the are you waiting on?
What are you waiting on?
Here, the auxiliary, the day shift, the night shift. I'm in love cold brew auxiliary right now. That's my love right now is auxiliary cold brew.
Yep. My pairing recommendation: Swine Gear Night Shift and the Big Sky Bighorn.
Oh,
I can agree with that.
Strong and strong. Okay.
Yes. Also, you can kind of go into some of the other cigars. We talked about them earlier. Like the Weissman Maduro is great with a good strong coffee. Yes. The Tabernacle is great with that. The Mad Mofo is great with a good strong coffee.
Oh, wow.
Nice dark, either a dark San Andreas or a really nice Connecticut broadleaf or an Oscuro wrapper. Definitely go very well with a good strong coffee. The oilier, the better.
Yes.
Well, I guess where you live somewhere where it snows 10 months out of the year, you can drink coffee late in the day. It's too hot here by 9 a.m. I cannot sit outside and drink a hot coffee.
Dude, even when it's 110 degrees here in Vegas, I still drink hot coffee. Yeah, I can't do that cold coffee shit.
Yeah.
Yes, Jeremy, I know that. I know you were talking about a nighttime.
This is what we do night, man. You can't forget
That's it.
Yeah. But, kind of going back to that, we were talking bourbons and stuff like that earlier. Even the bourbon selection is dependent on what I'm going to smoke. Am I going to grab a rye bourbon?
Right.
Am I going to grab a rye whiskey? Am I going to grab a Speyside scotch? Am I going to grab a peated scotch, an Ela scotch? What am I going to grab is a lot dependent on
do you let proof wise determine what you're going to drink, or you go for more like the barrel age, or it doesn't matter proof wise with your cigars? Do you go more on the process of it, whether it be single barrel or small batch or barrel proof, or
why is Jason asking all these fucking loaded questions, man?
Exactly. That's what
people want to learn this stuff, and you guys have a palate more advanced than most people I know, especially Okie. He can spit out some shit. His palate is, it could be from years of, I can't say on this stream, but he has a reserved palate. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, exactly. The bigger ring gauges, of course. But,
so to kind of hit on that, really it's going to be, there's a great line with aging to proof. you can find some well-aged mid-proof bourbons, and I'm talking 85s to 95s, that are absolutely fantastic bourbons that go amazing with cigars.
Correct.
And then you can find some higher proof stuff. I mean, I'm an Old Forester 1920 fan. It's 115 proof. Probably one of the smoothest bourbons out there. Sneaks up on you quick at 115, but I absolutely love it. Then you can go back and you can step back to 100 proof Knob Creek, and that is such a powerful bourbon that you got to be real careful whenever it will start impacting the cigar. So truthfully, you got to find out which bourbon you enjoy sitting and drinking.
Well, and you know, you've hit it on the head several times when we've heard. I mean, for a cigar that you haven't had yet, you're going to go with Eagle Rare most of the time because you say it doesn't impart a lot. And I agree with you. Having finally had Eagle Rare last night, you know, it's a great bourbon. It's a 90 proof bourbon. It just it doesn't overpower any of the flavors you get from the cigar. It cleans the palate enough between puffs so you get all of the flavors from the cigar that you can get. But that's kind of it's going to be my go-to when I smoke a cigar that I really haven't smoked that much in the past.
See, I'm weird. If there's a cigar out there that I got the first time I smoke it, I'm normally water. I don't want anything else other than that cigar to the flavor. And then I know the next time I smoke it, what I want to pair it with. I try to learn the cigar first without anything else corrupting my palate. It could be just me being weird, but I smoke it with nothing else.
Nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, that's just, you know, that's probably a more of a purist way to go on that, you know?
Yeah. And to go back to it is don't drink a bourbon or a scotch or a rum or anything for the first time with a cigar for the first time if you're trying to get anything out of it. So, you know, whether it's Eagle Rare, whether it's Bullet, whether it's Woodford, whether it's Ardbeg 10, you know, whether it's Jameson, whatever you want to go out there, whatever your go-to is that you know that bourbon like the back of your hand or that scotch, you know, you can judge it that way. And like Jeremy just hit on my very next point is once you know what the flavors are in that, then you can start looking at some of those wrappers that you're going to be smoking and some of the blends that are inside the cigar. I mean, if you know absolutely nothing, go with your pair of slippers as far as a drink. You know, go with something that you absolutely know and love, and you know all the ins and outs to the flavor. But you know, I mean, if I'm looking at a nice, really, you know, heavily dark wrapper, I'm going to go with a higher corn bourbon. You know, just because I want to keep that sweetness with that Maduro wrapper to kind of go with it. If I'm going to go with a Habano, I might go with a rye whiskey because I want the pepper to kind of go together. Peated Scotch every once in a while. You know, that's great with some cigars. I love going peated Scotch after I've had a cigar a couple of times, though, because
I know you're a big rye guy, Okie. Do you find yourself gravitating towards the rye whiskeys more than the regular?
Yes. Okay. I love a higher rye content in a bourbon, and I absolutely love rye whiskey.
All right, Bruce has got a good question for you. What if I don't like the smoke that first time? Do you try to pair it after? Bruce, I'm going to answer that first, and I'll let the other guys. I strictly 100% have a 2-cigar rule. If I smoke a cigar once, I smoke it one more time later. I may do something different, eat something different, try to cleanse my palate. But I will smoke that cigar twice before I decide if I like it or don't like it, because your palate could be tainted with what you're drinking. It could be tainted with what you just ate before you smoked that cigar.
Green pepper?
It could be green pepper. It could be a lot of factors. So I don't recall a cigar. I mean, I take the Shamrock, for instance. You guys know and see me smoke the Shamrock live, and I dogged the Shamrock from Alec Bradley. Absolutely dogged it. Threw it back in the humidor, let it sit, and now I love it with coffee. That's the only way I'll have it. So I think you need to give that cigar one more try before you try to pair it and decide what you like.
Yep.
And you guys can hit on that now if you got anything different to give him.
No, I mean, I'll agree with you on that. I always try a cigar a second time. I mean, there's only been one cigar that I have not tried a second time that I will never try again. But I mean, that's in the 13, 14 years that I've been smoking cigars.
Was that a Brickhouse Maduro?
No, actually, it was a Revolution from Te Amo, and that cigar was just dog shit. I mean, it was horrible. Yeah. It was, it was actually the only time that I've only took 2 puffs on a cigar and put it in the ashtray. And it was funny because it was the wife and I were on vacation down in Sedona. I lit this cigar up. I took 2 puffs on it, threw it in the ashtray. About 10 minutes later, the wife comes outside because I was smoking outside on the balcony. And she goes, "What is that smell? That smells nasty." And I'm like, it's that cigar that I threw away. And I lifted it up and showed her that I only taken 2 puffs. I mean, that's how.
Yeah. And when I say, like, I will put it away and not smoke it again for a couple months. I don't immediately a couple days later try it.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
Let it sit. Throw it in the back of your humidor. Forget about it. Take it out one day. You want to try something different. And then if you hate it, you're going to hate it. No sense trying it again.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to go a step farther and say there have been several cigars that I have gotten a little bit of the way through, put them aside, and I will never revisit them again because there is way too much out there that is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have a cigar out there, let's say you buy a 5-pack and you try the first one and it's not your wheelhouse, put them aside. Let them sit for a little bit, let them acclimate to your humidor. I'm going to use the Witch Doctor as an example. I smoked one fresh out of the mailbox and then I let them sit for 3 weeks and it's a totally different cigar.
Correct.
It is excellent. So, I mean, there's so much that can go into what is making this cigar that you don't like it.
Yeah.
But then you will get some cigars that you will start smoking and you definitely do not like it. And I've got a list of about 5 or 10 cigars that I got about a third of the way in. I tried. I mean, I gave it the old college try, but then I'm going on to something else.
And I never smoke straight off the truck. If I get a delivery, I will put them away for a week or 2 weeks.
Yep.
I don't know how they stored there. I don't know what they went through getting to me. I will never smoke straight off the truck. Just won't do it.
Now, the only time I'll smoke straight off the truck is if I'm buying my budget sticks, like my Drew Estate factory smokes, because I don't fucking care. I mean, those are my daily smokes.
Right.
But yeah, most of them, if I get a shipment in, like I picked up a box of Breakfast in Portugal because I've never tried that one. You guys talk so highly of that one, so I finally tried that one. I also got a box of the Shogun Maduro just now, and I got a 5-pack of those Paybacks. Yeah, those are all going into the humidor. They're going to sit for at least a week before I smoke them.
You know how you like your cigars. Your humidors are acclimated to the way you like your cigars. Yep. I hate going to cigar shops sometimes in lounges we go to for meetups. They half-ass keep their humidors what they need to be anyway. So if I buy a handful of them, I don't smoke them as soon as I get home either. But if I'm there smoking, of course I light one up because I'm bullshitting with people. I'm not really paying attention to the cigar anyway.
Yeah. Well, and it depends on your shop too. I mean, the shop that I go to, they are. I mean, Jesse is a cigar guy. I mean, he knows everything about every cigar, just about. I mean, I can ask him anything. They have their humidor here in Vegas. Because it's so dry, if I have a cigar at 70% humidity, as soon as I take it out of the humidor, it explodes on me just because it sucks all that moisture out and it's so quick. They actually keep their humidor at about 65% there at Helios. And that's where I like my cigars at. So that's that I will smoke when I buy it straight from Helios.
And you're going to have shops like that, but I haven't really experienced shops like that. And for everybody to be stuck on, I mean, you see all the new people smoking cigars and they're going out there Googling what temperature and with humidity. Guys, you got to do it based off where you live.
Where you live.
The 70-70 rule that I live by works great for me here. I've tried 75. I've tried 65. Here, I can't do it. It's got to be 70-70 for me or it's going to burn crazy. You have to figure out for where you live how to set your humidors, whether you want to smoke quick, you want to smoke slow. It's all catered to where you live at and what you like. You can't go out there and set everything from what you see on the internet because it's not going to work for everybody.
Yeah. And I'll say this, especially this time of year. Dano sent me some cigars from Ohio. Got them in 3 days, and he had put a little humidifier thing in there to show what the humidity and temperature was. Since I'm working at home, I was there when they were delivered, got them directly from the mailman, went inside, opened them, it showed 95 degrees
Oh,
inside. So, those, I just took them all out, laid them in front of a fan, and just had to cool them down. I didn't worry about the humidity right now. These just got to get it back down to temperature.
oh yeah, those postal trucks, UPS, they don't have air conditioners.
No, so you got to be very careful.
Around for 3 days, and
I don't see how those guys drive around here in Vegas at 115.
Humidity could be right on the cigars when you get them, but that temperature is definitely.
The temperature can be completely gone. So you just got to. It's just one of those things that you got to. You're paying money for these cigars.
Make sure you're going to enjoy them.
Make sure you're going to enjoy them.
Well, and I'm going to throw out the baseball analogy and all the rest of that stuff. You don't bring Mariano Rivera out in the first inning.
There you go.
You take, somebody has crafted these things to be very, very specific for what they do.
Correct.
You have to get those in the specific condition that you want them in before you light them up.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, Nick likes his at 69. I like a lot of things at 69, but 69 will work for me too on the cigar. It's close enough to 70, but my humidors stay 70. I watch them like a hawk. I try to keep 77. There's been times here I bring out a cigar and they will freaking bust on me with the humidity.
Yeah.
It happens. Guys, we're going to go about 10, 15 more minutes at the most, and we're going to call it a night. We're kind of, if there's any more boutiques you guys want us to touch on, drop it in the comments real quick. We will touch on that real quick before we go out for the night. I appreciate everybody watching them. Boofy, we definitely appreciate you jumping in. And guys, we're going to try to do these on a more regular basis now. We have a better setup, and I can incorporate some of the officers. And there's still going to be times me and the original OG host, Jimmy the Deuce, is going to rock these things on our own. But we got some things down the pipeline. We're going to do some Viva unveilings. We're working with Big Sky right now to do some unveilings of their new stuff. So we're constantly going to do these live unveiling smoke sessions. A few of you will get in on. So, yeah, definitely.
And don't forget tomorrow, Jason's doing his coffee and cigars.
10 a.m. Central,
10 a.m. Central.
Eastern. This will be my last coffee and cigars for a couple weeks because I'll be out of town. So definitely drop in tomorrow and get that called. And these guys, the whole reason the underbosses are here tonight was to plug their show that on Saturday, because I really think you guys, my show is more bullshit, and I'm not going to go all technical with the palette. I'm basically going to say, yeah, I like it or I don't like it. Oki and Brian, I watch their streams when I'm home and I can. These guys are very informative. They go in more details with the pair and the flavors of what they're smoking, and they give you 2 hours, guys. They give you hours to learn pipe and an hour to learn cigars, and their last 2 weeks have really impressed me with the route they're going, giving you guys budget smokes and different smokes where it's catered to a specific area that you guys would find interesting. So I absolutely love what they've done the last 2 weeks and can't wait to see what they got coming down the pipeline.
And I will say, if anybody has any suggestions as far as what they want us to talk about, feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to pick a topic from you guys. If there's something that you're passionate about, hit us up. We'll definitely, do our best to do it justice.
100%. Yes, Peter, Burner's Church is what you guys call it. I didn't coin it that, but I do like how catchy that is, that you guys wake up every Sunday morning and hear me preach. I'm trying to think.
And by preaching, we're talking about boobies and.
Yeah, you may get a little. Yeah. I was trying to think if there was any like boutiques that stuck out that I smoke on a regular basis that we may have missed. I mean, we've kind of mentioned Hiram and Solomon. I don't think we really talked about anything we like from there, but they are solid. I like the Master.
The Master Mason.
Master Mason, the blue label. I love their Lancero. I absolutely love it. Yeah, ATL Medic. We appreciate you guys. Oh, Warped. Owner wants to talk Warped real quick.
Unfortunately, I've only had one Warped, and it came from a Pravada box. And unfortunately, I don't think that it was stored properly at one point in time. Whether it was before Brian from Pravada got it, I don't know. But that one was like smoking a pizza box. Unfortunately, it was just straight cardboard. I got no flavors at all from it. So unfortunately, I don't have that a good experience from them. So I've only had that one cigar, so I can't really go into anything.
Yeah, and I'm blank too. I'm trying to think of what Warp even makes and if I've had it.
Yeah, I smoked the 1988, and that was a good cigar.
I'm sorry. I will go back. I will say that the Rex from Warped is probably one of my favorite budget series. What's that?
That's a Lucion, isn't it?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm thinking of the Cloud Hopper. Yes, the Cloud Hopper from Warped is a good cigar. Yes, I'm sorry. I have had a couple of Warped now that I
Oh no, I can't help you, man. I'm really I'm blank, man. Ono says the Warp Grand Reserve 88, but I don't know if I've even had a Warp. Nothing's sticking out in my head where I can say I've had that.
No, so there's like the La Colmena from Warped, which I've had. I didn't really care for. Oh God, what's the unbanded one that I liked from them? I can't think of. The Lirio Rojo from Warped is probably my favorite.
I've had that one, Jeremy. I have had that one. Yes.
Yeah, I forgot that. But Palstani is kind of a collab with Romacraft, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Taz, thank you, man. We're glad you enjoyed the stream and got some info out of it. Like I said, it's a lot of boutiques, guys. If you're stuck like I was when I started smoking cigars, I gravitated towards the bigger names because that's all I've seen out there. But once you go boutique, man, you're never going to look back. There's so many damn boutiques out there.
Yeah.
I think another boutique that I've had that I don't think a lot of people have are the Nova cigars.
Oh, Nova. That Nova Platinum, man. That special.
The Nova Platinums are really good.
Yes, Nova. Forgot about Nova.
They're a little expensive.
Yeah.
But a good cigar.
Yeah, they're a higher end boutique price.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're over that $10 mark consistently. They're like
12 to 15. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just thought it too. I mean, you've got La Instructora, which is another good brand that not a lot of people have had. They have actually two in their lines, and I cannot think of their second one. It has to do with trains. So I know Rocco and Nick would be not Nick Consigliere Nick, but Doc Nick would be happy to try those two guys. But there's also those guys, and then like you said, the Nova. Is another good one. And then one that I actually care for, really like that I know not a lot of people have ever even heard of is the Patoro brand. They make a Brazilian tobacco or full Brazilian blended cigar. And that is probably one of my favorite cigars that they do. And Jeremy just hit it on the head.
Jeremy just did it.
Toro Brazilian. So.
Oh, we got another burner in the club that could be considered boutique, right? He don't put out a lot. What about Willie? Anybody had some Willie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
God, I can't think of what he's called them, but they're the Fumas. I've had several of those, and those are fantastic.
What's he called, the little Willie or the big Willie? That one's good. And then that new one he put out that had the different band. It was just a white band with the black logo on it. That was a solid smoke.
Yep, he did. The Puerto Rican leaf was a fantastic smoke. Whenever he did that one, was another really good one. But definitely Willie's stuff.
So we have a couple burners that do cigars. I haven't had Steve's, the Los Calavera, the
Los Caidos.
Yeah, that one goes to benefit police officers, right?
Correct.
Oh, that cigar, yes.
Yes. Yep, he does that one, and then we've got. Steve Tabac with LTT cigars. It's in the burners as well.
Yes, correct. I will be hanging with him, and I'll be with him a week from Monday, hanging with him in Tampa. Okie, real quick, we got a lot of guest herfs coming up. You want to touch on the few names we got scheduled already?
Well, we just hit a couple of them. Steve from Los Caidos is going to herf with us. Steve from LTT is going to smoke with us. Two different guys.
And we got some big ones coming up. Some big ones we've been trying to pin down.
Another burner is Black Star Lines.
Yes.
So Eric is going to smoke with us again as well. Him and his partner are going to hop in. And then after that is Glenn Case from Christoph. Huge Christoph fan. Love
Christoph.
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
I bought a 5-pack, Ogie, just for you. I have it. I'm going to smoke it tomorrow, and I'm going to smoke one on the live.
Okay. That is one of my personal favorites. And then after that, I'm going to get fired. I have one job.
we got the other big company we've been trying to lock down. Scuba Steve locked down 2 of these guys we'd been after. Let me look real quick.
Damn it! You put me on the spot. Now I can't remember. Christoph and shit.
Chris Tatawahe and Caldwell.
Yes, sorry.
And Caldwell. We got Caldwell coming on.
Yep, Tatawahe is going to be one. One of our other brothers out there that's a huge Tatawahe fan. Cigar Trucker. Got us with Pete Johnson, and Tatawahe is going to herf with us. And then Robert Caldwell from Caldwell is going to herf with us as well.
That was one of my bucket lists to pin down Caldwell. Absolutely love Caldwell cigars. I'm so stoked. Thank you to Steve. If you're watching this, buddy, Steve has a lot of connections in the cigar world. His family has been in the business in Tampa since he was a kid. He's been around cigars his whole life.
Yep.
Thank you for coming by, Ja. But yeah, we got some big ones coming up, guys, and we got some we're going to circle back in. I know Blackbird wants back in. I know Sinestro wants back in. Boofy, we want them. I mean,
Terrence from Aganorsa.
Yes, we need to get Terrence back in. That was a good one. Yep. Speaking of, we didn't really hit on Aganorsa tonight.
Well, so
somebody put it in the chat.
Yeah, they're yeah.
They do help make a lot of boutique brands, though.
They do, yes.
Oh.
You've got Viaje that's Aganorsa. You've got, it's like Espinosa, not Espinosa, but
isn't the War Witch? Isn't that from Aganorsa plant?
Yes, that is an Aganorsa rolled. The War Witch is Aganorsa, and then his other 2, the El Milagros, are from El Teton.
Yes.
Yep.
Titan the Bronze.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Aganorsa tobacco floating around. Even AJ uses Aganorsa stuff.
Yep.
Jeremy's got a request. He wants Mike from Roma back.
Oh, absolutely.
Mike from Roma was a great herf.
We will have to wait till after Weasel Fest to get Mike because we barely got Mike the last time because they were prepping for Weasel Fest.
Then it was delayed, and then it's back on.
I will say one that I don't know if they're necessarily a boutique brand, but La Plasencia.
Oh, yes. I think they would still fall under the boutique. They don't put out a whole lot, and a lot of people don't know them.
They don't put out a lot, but a lot of people have smoked their stuff because their tobacco is everywhere. So a lot of people have smoked them, may not know that they are a line of cigars, but they do have
Yeah, I mean, so Plasencia, Oliva, and Aganorsa are probably 3 of the biggest tobacco producers out there. If you have smoked a cigar, you have had some of their tobacco.
Yeah. I think I saw it somewhere in the comments. Somebody even mentioned Christian Oiroa. I mean, that's another boutique line as well. I mean, that we didn't hit on. So I mean, there's just so many boutique brands out there that.
So somebody hit Clee earlier, Clee, and I get what they make.
Your CLE is Christian Oiroa.
Yes. Yeah, they make what they also do the Asylum line. I like. I love Asylum cigars. So. They're part of that. Man, so many good ones. So, guys, we hit on shit. We went over a lot of knowledge tonight, man. We had a lot of good comments tonight. A lot of guys appreciate the cigars. I've seen several people come back in chats and say they just ordered some of the stuff we were talking about tonight. So that's always great. Love to hear what you think in chats after that. What you got?
Yeah. So everybody out there that's listening, how did you like this format? And I know we don't get to do it all the time, but I was really excited about having this different format.
Yep. And can I just say one thing?
Yes, Capo.
This is what we do.
This is what we do. And who the fuck? I mean, Boofy stopped by tonight, guys.
Boofy,
that's like the highlight. You get a living freaking legend in the jewelry and the cigar world, and now taking the gin world by storm. Boofy pops in here and bullshits with us. I mean, we're all boofied out, man. 2 rings, bracelets. Dave was wearing the hat. We got shirts tonight. I mean, it was boofied up. Great. Ono says great, cool discussion. So yeah, guys, man, it was a hell of a time. My co-host, when we're done in minutes, stay in the welcome room for me, please. Need this formate, but let the mods run the show. Nah, we're good, Jeremy. You too shy to run the show anyway. You wouldn't even talk. You too shy.
They got all excited, when you went off for a minute.
Oh, they were wanting somebody to be in, but getting yeah.
So I mean, to circle back and all the rest of that stuff. I mean, this is kind of a format that we've played with and had ideas and stuff like that for, but it's more because this group is an absolute family, and all of us smoke together all the time virtually and all the rest of that stuff. We're talking to each other every day. We're messaging each other. We've got each other's phone numbers and all the rest of that stuff. And this is a fantastic family. We all happen to share a common love for things that are tobacco, things that contain alcohol, various things like that. And
we are the things that contain alcohol.
Correct, exactly. We are now. Hell, now I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, cuz.
But I mean, that's a great thing, and I want to thank Jason for setting this entire club up. That's one of the things that I don't think that he, that because we don't do this in a large enough format all the time, I don't think that he gets enough thanks for doing this. We bring this up every time that we talk with prospects on a virtual HERF and all the other stuff. This has definitely been a labor of love. If you are looking for a cigar family, not a cigar club, but a truly interactive family, Jason started it. He's put a few people in around the group, and we've all helped build it up. We've built one hell of a house. Yes. So if you are interested in finding a cigar family, definitely look us up. We're not a passive club by any means. We are absolutely a very active family. If you disappear off the grid, we're checking on your ass.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's just the way it goes. So again, Jason, thank you for setting up this club, allowing us the opportunity to meet lots of wonderful people, and then getting out into the cigar world that we've put the cigar world on notice.
Yes.
That this is one family that is not to be messed with. We are the hashtag smokiest MFers around. So definitely, if you're out there in the comments and you are not a burner, or if you catch us on a replay or something like that and happen to make it 2 hours, 42 minutes, and 7 seconds in, check out barrelburners.com.
Yes.
And I appreciate every one of you, from the officers to the regular members. You all have an equal role in what's made us what we are. I mean, look back. A lot of you guys have been here since the first couple months of Barrel Burners, and you have helped and seen this thing turn into what it is now. And you're greatly appreciated. I mean, to where we're at right now, not even 2 years old, and look at the relationships we form with each other, and also the cigar world and manufacturers that have taken notice. I mean, Boofy, I mean, everybody, the names we were getting in our HERFs is unheard of for such a young company. That we have respect out there. We run this thing with rules and structure, that everything's done right. Everybody is held accountable for what they do, and the world is taking notice, guys, and we're getting opportunities that a lot of people will not get. I mean, a lot of clubs pop up and fizzle out. A lot stay. I love clubs. I love them all. There's a club out there for every level of activity you want to put into a club. So we're not for everybody. We don't tend to be. So,
and just going by that, we're not even 2 years old yet. And I know I threw down the gauntlet with the burners the other day. Right now, our hashtag Barrel Burners has been used 84,800 times.
Hell yeah. Let's hit that 100,000 before the end of the year.
Yeah, we still got 2 months before we hit 2 years and before the first Barrel Burners hashtag was ever used, man. That's phenomenal. You guys are killing it. It's not a requirement for you to hashtag, but you guys do it out of love for the family you are in. You do it on your own. So, Josh, I mean, I keep seeing you blowing up about HERFs. Man, we have live HERFs in the chat all the time you can participate in.
It's all about the burners. I mean, you guys are family. I mean, I have no other way to describe it. You guys are my family. I mean, I HERF with a lot of you guys, 3 and 4 times a week, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, on that note, we are going to bounce. Guys, if you're not a member, you can hit us up, barrelburners@yahoo.com. You can DM us on Instagram. If you're interested in joining Barrel Burners family, we love each and every one of you. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks for fucking hanging out for almost 3 hours with us tonight for the first Barrel Burners Mafia sit down.
Sit
On
down.
that note, guys, we're out. Barrel Burners family, and I want to do one more thing. Everybody pick up their fucking glasses. And we're going to give Barry one more send-off because he is always with us. And I'm taking one more shot for Barry. Barry, we love you, brother.
Barry.
Down on us. We got big things planned, and you're going to be involved, buddy. Love you.
Yeah.
In the air.
To Barry.
Burners, good night. Have a good one. We'll see you in chats. Guys, you stay put. Later, guys.
Later, everybody.